Good evening, everyone. I'm looking to see if I'm live. I am live. But anyway, good evening. And do you know what? I've been watching this match again. And when you're watching it, like as it's being played, you leave out little things. You leave out whatever. You just leave out. So when I was watching it again, I thought, that was a penalty. That. We should have had a penalty. The referee says, he gave us the advantage. And it was when Gakpo was fouled in the area. That should have been given. That penalty should have been given. Because it was an advantage. And went out to Nunes and he just had a go, didn't he? Just missed. But that should have been a penalty. It should have been a penalty. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. The Redbird left a message. He says, can't make it tonight, Frankie, but I'll look forward to the replay. And 7 Hag got slaughtered. 7 Hag. Crack about it. You'll never walk alone if you haven't hit the like. Why not? We need you all to show the love, like, and subscribe to Frankie. And that's great. That's great. Thank you. Thank you so much. But it's the way it is, isn't it? It's the way it is. People like come on and they look at it, but they don't subscribe. So I'm not saying all of them, but some of them don't. And some of them don't even press the like. I don't know why, I don't know why. Unfortunately. Pig Beers. Love that. Good evening, Frankie. Good evening, Frankie, lads. Hope you're well. I love your channel and may you have a blessed day, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Beavis. Appreciate that. Well, I thought it was Big Beavis. A little play on words. When I first seen that name, fortunately, it was Pig Beavis. Yeah, so, I was looking at that. I'll tell you another thing, when you're looking at it live and you're not realising during the play. It's leading up to, what goal was it? I forget what goal it was. I don't know whether it was Diaz's first or second. Let me have a little think. But anyway, Gravenberch. Yeah, it was the first goal. When Gravenberch got the ball, and you see him running, and he's just looking to his left all the time. He was kidding the Man United defender. He was looking up, and they all must have thought that he was going to hit it left. And he had Mo on the right, which more or less left Mo free. It was brilliant the way Gravenberch did it, because you see him, have a look again, have a look at the replay, and he's just running with it. And he just puts us out to the right for Mo to think it's over, and bang, Diaz, unbelievable, great header. And they're the things, that you miss when you're watching it live, because you're all intense, aren't you? You're tensed up, you just so made up with that, just watching it again, absolutely delighted with it. Artie Fenn, our midfield, I've got to admit, were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And Pick Beans says, Gravenberch is just a fantastic player. I've not seen someone run the midfield like that since Vieira. That's a cracking comment, though. That's a cracking comment. And you're so right. You're so right. And Steve says, "Thought you said you weren't doing this anymore." I wasn't. Believe you me, I wasn't. But a fella named JK, was pleading with me, and he was rolling on the floor, crying and everything. Oh,
yeah. I was on the phone to you for about 5 hours. Come on, bro, what are you doing? There's only a few of us left. We can't leave like
that. Yeah. I like that. There's only and there is.
Mm-hmm.
There's only a few of us left.
I'm telling you, the true Liverpool fan, like, is a dying breed, bro. Yeah, man. But evening anyway.
Yeah, good evening, Jay. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well.
All good, bro. All good.
How's your dad?
He's fine. He's fine.
That's good.
He's fine.
That's good. Shane McGowan. Evening, Lid. Evening, Shane. Good to see you. And you know what? We haven't got George Scott on tonight. You know what I mean? I think he's got off on a cruise somewhere. Definitely, you know what I mean?
After the win.
After the win, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to hear he is just the great man. Is the found Shankly boy. He'd have to write a book, won't he? The found Shankly boy.
Yeah.
From the
second phase.
The sequel.
The sequel, that's good.
From the lost to the found. And there he is, George.
Well, evening, George.
Boys. Hi, Frank. Hi, JK. I'm touring tonight, mate. Wow. What a weekend. What a weekend.
We said you're going on a cruise after that win.
I'm on a high, I know that. I don't know about a cruise. I'm flying high. Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Couldn't believe it on Saturday. It was so good.
Do you know what, George? JK said it, I've said it, everybody on the chat has said it. How did you feel when that whistle went? The final, when the ref blew for game. What the final, what did you think? How did you feel within yourself?
It felt ecstatic because, to beat them at Old Trafford once again, it's the greatest place to go to win a football match for us Liverpool fans. You can't beat it really. I mean, we took them apart from the first 10 minutes when they looked like they were doing a little bit, but after that it was men against boys. It really was. I thought every single department of the team played their part there on Saturday. I couldn't really criticise any of them. I thought they were brilliant, Frank. Absolutely brilliant.
Can I ask you, George, before I go on to these wonderful comments, can I ask you about the midfield? And this is my opinion. This is my opinion, right? I've never seen our midfield play so good. And I'm talking for a couple of years, I'm talking. Every one of them. And that was the core of the win. What's your take on the midfield against United?
It was a perfect balance that we've never seen for quite some time. With Gravenberch at the back coming through as well, picking up loose balls. McAllister and Szoboszlai. Probably Szoboszlai's best game I've seen him play for quite a while. It's just fantastic, the three of them. The way Slot seems to have got them, we were much tighter at the back as well. We didn't seem to be as loose as we normally have been in the past sometimes. So I thought they were great. I thought every one of them, the blend of the team and looking up front with Diaz and Salah, they were dynamic. And also that first goal, I was glad Szoboszlai ducked his head. I thought for a minute they were going to clash and perhaps, missed the chance, and he must have shouted to him.
He says,
he just dropped in a wet. No, Frank, I thought the midfield was superb. They were superb.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. They were like a little machine, weren't they?
Mm-hmm.
And as you said about Gravenberch picking up, I love the way he runs, and him and Szoboszlai. I love the way they run because they're quick. They're so quick because once once Gravenberch picked out the Camara, whatever his bloody name is, that loose ball, he was away.
Yeah, I know.
So quick, no one could get at him, and he just hit it out, as I said, to the other fella, Salah. Salah was brilliant.
Well, no words can describe Mo Salah. I mean, the guy is just he's probably the best pure footballer in the world at the moment. I mean, in the Premier League, to do what he's done over the years he's been here, and it never stops, never gets any weaker. He's always got a smile on his face, never gets injured. And his talent and his skill, I just wish he'd put the other goal in when he danced into the box, and unfortunately he leant back and it went over the bar. What about
it was over, yeah.
The same with Szoboszlai. I think Szoboszlai he thought he was back at Melwood having a practice game there.
Instead of just hitting it.
Yeah. We'd have been top of the league. 4-0 would have took us top of the league.
George,
anyway, I'm not complaining. It was fantastic.
I'm going to ask you and JK. There was intricate passing. We were 3-0 up. There was intricate passing between Salah. It seems everyone under by the touchline there, by the 18-yard box, and they were just passing it. And those Man United players were just running around, and it ended up with Salah having a go, and it just missed. Just missed. What did you think of that? What did you think of that intricate passing? I've never seen anything like it in my life.
It was wonderful 1-2 passing. You're moving it around, playing into space, getting it back, pushing it out. And they couldn't answer it, Man United. I have to say, Man United were awful as well. However good we were, they were awful. I mean, they really were. I mean, he's got real problems there, I'm afraid. Not that I'm too worried about that, Frank. But, we were that period of the game, we were absolutely brilliant.
What did you think about that little intricate passing, JK?
Yeah, it's beautiful. I like the one against Brentford, where we had that move where I think it was Salah tried to pass it to McAllister to score. It was like a real bang, like passing, nearly got a goal. And for me, that's the way football should be played. Do you remember in Kenny Dalglish's days when we had Barnes, McMahon, Beardsley and stuff? We used to play football like that. So I was getting flashbacks like, yo, this is the old Liverpool way, so it was good to see that way of playing football,
Yeah. That's a great start to the season. 3 wins, no goals conceded, and we've got Forest next at home, so hopefully we can continue on that vein and finish the month of September with a really, really good start to the year.
Yeah, absolutely. If he wins the next 2 games, he's in the elite of, other managers, that is, in the elite. Chris Dix, greetings, Frank and Co. Enjoyed the history show last night. We'll try not to destroy Fenwick loans if I catch any keeping in on it. That's what he said. I'll hit the likes Reds. And Steve Evans, evening, Franco, JK and chat and George.
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
And the big beaners. I've heard a few good people speak highly of you, Frank. You're a very respectful person around Liverpool. Stephen French and Darren J have said good words about me. That's Stevie.
Nice.
And Darren. That's nice. That's kind.
Nice.
That's kind.
Yeah.
Steve says, should have been 6-0. What the F was Szoboszlai do when the goal was gaping? Needs his kicking for that.
Yeah, he thought he was at Melwood. He thought he was on the training ground. That's what you used to do, when you used to do football training. That's the sort of thing you do.
The five-a-sides. We tried to take the mickey, drag the ball back, make the defender look foolish instead of just sticking in the onion bag.
Yeah.
But then again, you for what he gave in 90 minutes.
Yeah, he played great.
That was another thing, Frank. The amount of way the forwards tracked back, they ran back and defended, that was really brilliant. Gravenberch started off slowly last year. We used to criticise him a little bit, but I think we were really unfair on reflection because you need time to settle down in a club. And I think the system he's playing now seems to suit him because he's came on in leaps and bounds in the last month.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, because as you said, he's come. It's the role he's playing, and that role, what he's been given by Sloot, is suits him. Same as Sir Bosley, the role he's been given. Now McAllister is usually just playing his role, what he usually plays, and when he robbed the ball, forget it off. He robbed the ball and set the motion in for Mo Salah's goal.
Yeah.
When he saw us in midfield and just, fantastic.
I thought it was Konate's best game as well. Konate was
absolutely
fearless.
Yeah.
At the back, along with Van Dijk.
They all were, every one of them. And do you know what I liked also? Trent smiling.
Yeah. I think he's learned his lesson there, yeah.
Yeah, smiling. Even when his goal was disallowed,
that was hard.
And he just relaxed at me.
He did the Gerrard kiss as well, He did that. He kissed the camera. I was like, bro, he's going to be offside, man.
Yeah. You can imagine him, though, George and Jay. You could imagine him saying this, can't you? If I score at Old Trafford, I'm going to do what Stevie did, run up to that and kiss it, and he did.
And
That
was
a little bit disappointing, I think. Really.
Just touched it, Mo Salah just touched it with his toe, didn't he? Very, very fine touch.
Well, there's Pig Venus, he says, Gravenberch's movements are unreal. How he turns and spins the opposition so easily, it's a joy to watch. He could be the next Vieira and Yaya Toure. That's some compliment, that. That's some... Evening, gents, says Charlie the Wood.
Evening, Charlie.
Evening, Charlie.
Steve Evans. No footy of importance this weekend, but hope none of our players get injured in these meaningless internationals.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think they'll be okay. Positive about that one.
Absolutely.
Like for me, the Nations League, is it Nations League? That's what they're calling these friendlies.
I don't know what it is, really. It's a waste of time as far as I'm concerned.
After having the Euros, the Copa and all that, give the guys 2 weeks break, Like, as a football body, as the guys who run football say, you know what? It's been a crazy last 3-4 months. Euros, this, that, and the other, start of the season. Let's have it in, 2 weeks break for the lads, all worldwide. Germany here, Spain and stuff. But for me, it's like too much football for these. It's too much because they have to go training every day as well, traveling, all that crap, So they don't really think about the welfare of the players. Like for me, I love watching football, Even if like Holland are playing Germany, I want to watch that, no problem. But I'll prefer Van Dijk, Gakpo and Gravenberch didn't play, for example.
Yeah.
Can I just read? I'm sorry there, boys. I'll just read this out from Brian. Good evening, gents. What a result on Sunday. Not a single goal conceded yet so far. Maybe betting a court a wee bit under it at times, but can't complain. The three midfielders doing their ugly, quiet work, really. Mm-hmm. How about this for a comment? McAllister might actually be better than Pirlo at his prime.
Yes, indeed.
That's unbelievable.
For me, McAllister, he's better than what I thought he was. Like for me, he's a top little player. He is. He gets stuck in. I got some stats about the lad. He won the most tackles on the pitch, 5 out of 6. Completed the most passes, 45 out of Liverpool's midfielders, and he made the second most recoveries, 8. And he did that quietly. He wasn't like, you wouldn't really say, oh yeah, McAllister had a great game, because you didn't really notice him. Why? Because he was doing the dirty work.
He's just doing the job, yeah.
He's just doing the job, bro. He gets stuck in, you know. Like, he's a top little player, he is.
Oh,
For
he's
the
a
fee we
World
got
Cup
him.
winner. World Cup winner.
Yep. And for the fee we got him for, it's a bargain, in my opinion.
Oh, yeah, absolutely, JK. I'll
I'm
tell you
going to
what,
bring in.
I love to see, Frank. I love to see at the end there, Old Trafford, a third full, 20,000 people in the stadium, 10 minutes to go. They all left.
You're
Go.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go.
Once
Go.
again, that's the third time they've all left.
Lads. That's who I love our supporters.
They were brilliant, weren't they? Brilliant. 10 hags at the wheel.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Exactly. Do you know, I was watching inside Liverpool, you know, today, and I paused it when I went on. You know, we scored a goal, and I paused it when it went on our crowd. And you see, it's a little girl with a dad, and, you know, she has a top on, and you just see him looking down at her, and she's looking up, smiling. And, you know, that's great. It reminds me of my granddaughter Sophia, you know, just looking up and smiling because she knew the kid, only a little girl, you know, must have been about 6, 7, smashing pit, you know, when I paused it. And the lads are away fans, you know, fantastic. And they give it out every week, you know, any away game, by the way. And TWC, even at Frank, JK, and George, I'm going to bring in, you know, £85 million signing. You know, it was great. One of the best signings. George is, you know, he's the £175 million signing, obviously, but this fella is £85 million signing, and there he is.
You're too generous, Frank. You're too generous. Hello, everyone.
Bless
Hello,
Fozzie.
Hiya, Fozzie.
Oh,
good to see you, mate. Good to see you.
What your book?
Happy smiling face.
I got your book, George, by the way.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, thank you.
I will. 100%. Happiest man on earth after that performance at Old Trafford, gents.
Yeah.
You know, like beating Man United convincingly is the best thing we have in it. And not only that, when people say we won the game because of their mistakes, they haven't watched the full game. Go and watch it back, then you'll see how much of a dominance we had over that game. Watching Man United and Liverpool, even when Man United were the best team in the country, I can never remember getting beaten by them the way we battered them. I can't remember. I remember the games were close in scores, but I could never remember like getting battered by them like we've done with this Liverpool team in the past few years.
No,
never.
No, definitely never. Can I just bring in this, please? There are two things. Where am I? I've got to bring in. Let me see. I'll just bring it in anyway. If you win the fantasy football, if you win this, you know, that people are doing on this channel, on our little channel, I've got a cracking prize here. If you haven't seen it, I'm going to show it now if I might.
Wow.
And there it is.
That's
a
great.
watch. It's a watch. It's a very expensive watch as well. And it's French. Don't ask me to tell you the bloody me. But it's Swiss made, French. I don't sound stuff like Swiss made, but French. Anyway, it is a Swiss made watch. There's the inside of it, you know, so you can see the works as well, you know. And that's it, boys. That's your prize. Off me.
The fantasy football, yeah.
And it costs you nothing to join. And it's good luck. But if you live in the Bahamas or somewhere, there's no way I'm going out there to present you.
Yeah, well, I'm in it, Frank. I'm in it.
Well, I hope you win it, George.
Well,
I'll show you.
When are you coming
When are you coming down?
Just explained. My son just explained to me the complete rules. I didn't have a clue before. He's explained to me the rules. I'm getting a bit better now. I've got my team sorted out, and I might see me running up the league now.
Oh, so there you go. Let's
Chasing
hope.
That's what I like to hear.
See, it's not where me joining it because, I'm the prize giver. So, and I could cheat as well, you know what I mean? I could just say to JK, yeah, JK, at the end of the season.
I think I'm mid-table at the moment, mid-table.
Mid-table.
Okay.
Come on, George, you'll get up there, I'm sure of it. So, George, when are you coming down?
Tomorrow morning.
Brilliant.
Yeah, I sent you an email. I've got a surprise for you as well, but I'm not telling you what it is.
It's not a watch, is it?
No,
I think when Frank sees it, I think he'll think it's probably better than a watch. But there you go.
Okay.
Well, there you go. That'll do. And I've got a surprise for you as well.
Happy days.
You know what it is. Jeff Goulden, listen, lads. If you're going away on holiday, if you're going away on a late holiday, get this. You can't get it because it's not coming out until November the 11th. But anyway, I'm having Jeff on in a few weeks' time, near at the time, to talk about Klopp's last stand. And he's having a signing at Waterstones, Liverpool one, on November the 11th. November the 11th at 6 in the evening. So I'll be there, definitely be there.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I remember Mario Manzos, we were down there, weren't we, the same place, Waterstones.
Yes. Yeah.
And we went for the drink, didn't we, George?
Yes. Frank, actually, let you know, Frank, the book is available. It's available from Amazon. It's just Jeff's doing his actual launch at Waterstones. But you can't buy it now. It's launched on the 8th of August. So it's right up near the top on the Amazon list.
Well, if you can get it on Amazon now,
yeah,
get it and go along to the signing because he'd sign it for you.
Yeah, that's it. Definitely. It'd be a great book, great read.
He's a great fella, Jeff. Great fella. Absolutely brilliant. And Sean Millier. Now, he's written a book. I can. I was reading it. I've never even read it out, to be honest, because I fill up. Because you know why, George, I fill up.
Absolutely. Terrible.
So I'm going to ask. JK, if you don't mind, to read it in full. For the viewers and listeners, please. Is he there? Has JK gone?
Read it, JK. I can't read it. I can't see it.
He's gone to Chippy again. Goes to Chippy, runs around the corner for his dad. Get the Chippy, get the Chippy, get some curry. Anyway, I'll have to try. Can you read that, Foz? Fozzy can't hear you. Foz can't hear you.
Sorry, guys. I was moving the microphone around. It's a very delicate microphone, by the way. It says in.
JK is back.
Yeah.
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Yeah, I can read that if no problem.
Go on, man.
Okay. In Liverpool, we talk about it. We tell our children. We keep it alive so it never happens to anyone ever again. Outside of the city, Hillsborough can mean nothing to many, especially the young. So I've decided to tell the story of Hillsborough in the form of a children's book, in the hope that others understand what this city went through and why we won't let it go or forget. It's not based on real characters, but it's based on very real events that changed the face of football, the establishment, the city, its people, and the families of the 96 who went to the match and never came home.
Wow.
Yeah, very sad. Very, very, very sad.
Wow.
I started to read it, didn't I, JK, when I first came up. And I had to stop. Because it's just... That's why, when we sing, You Never Walk Alone, I can't sing it. It doesn't come out. And I choke up. I just can't sing it. Because what I'm looking at, I'm getting the flashback of the day, standing there, and, we're getting pushed and whatever, and, what's going on. And
Yeah.
I just think of the 97, you know, just. And I believe it or not, I think of Kenny as well, you know, because
Yes.
I've never seen a face so distraught in all my life.
Yeah,
Kenny
it lives with you forever, Frank, doesn't it? The memories of that day. My son was behind the goal. He was 7 places. He was 7 places from the front. He was only 21. Him and his friend. They were very blessed to get out. Very lucky.
Exactly. Someone said that to me, you know, you were blessed that day. You were blessed that day. But anyway, let's go to something. Yeah, you know, this lad, get along there. It's at Right Blend in South Road, Waterloo. Just get along there. Should be a great read, you know, especially for kids. Especially for kids. So it won't happen in the future. And I think it's good. I really do to think about that. And there's some other thing here, and it's the Lost Shankly boy, George Scott Anfield.
Still doing great, Frank. Still doing great. 4 years since it was published, and it's still motoring away there up in the top half of the top 100. Very, very proud of that.
Well done, bro.
You are.
I'll put the link in the chat as well for that book.
Well, thanks, JK. Oh, it's Buzzy's got it. Look, he's got it. Who's that handsome fellow on the front here?
Hey.
Yeah,
One of the Beatles.
the Muppet with the Muppet. So let's see what our lads and girls have been saying. TW, even in Frank and JK and George.
Let's bro.
Hello.
Stay well, Casimiro, the worst Brazilian since my mate tried to give his missus bits. Oh, stop it, Steve. Come on, Steve. Play the game. The other fella, Norman. Even if Frank, George, JK, brilliant performance and result. Really enjoyed some of the first touch passing. And I like Slot downplaying things and keeping calm around stuff like new deals. And he carries on by saying, I will not be two-faced and say I wanted Slot because Alonso was my choice. Yes. I did not like Slot talking about LFC job while still at Feyenoord. But I've liked his demeanour since coming in. That's it. You know, let's be fair. You're right. I said it. I said it as well. I didn't like what he did. Youssef, we'll get 114 points and we won't concede any goals, I reckon. Saying Youssef.
I hope so.
And they are now. That's another thing, because I said I think it was on the post match. I said I like the way we're not conceding silly goals like we did in the last few seasons, the last couple of seasons. Stupid goals, and it's only what Pig Venus is saying as well. I really like how Slot sorted the defence out and made us more compact. Even Trent looks a totally different player defensively. I really think we can stop Man City this season. What do you think about that, Foz? That comment?
I don't know if we're going to stop them, but we are going to try, I think, in regards to, challenging those teams. The way we're playing at the moment is all about calmness. We're not really forcing things anymore. It's like you said, Frank, last season we was conceding goals in the first few minutes. You know what I mean? And every team knew how to play against us. Get the first goal, then do deep line defending and let Liverpool try to break you. And if they can't break you, we hit you in the counter attack and get another one. So now what we're doing is we're keeping possession better. We're attacking better. And not only that, we win the ball in the final third. We don't really put our defenders under pressure in any way, which I like. Because, you got Szoboszlai that's very energetic. I don't think Szoboszlai gets the credit that he deserves. Because although he's playing the number 10 role, he's actually running up and down as well and helping out with the defensive side of the game, which, stops the team attacking, going the other way. If you watch the Man United game the other day, what I liked about us was every player, even Salah, was defending. They were going back towards our goal and defending for the team. And that's something we haven't seen, George, for a while, have we? Like, remember, we was doing that under Klopp in the beginning when we was winning things, and all of a sudden, I think we lost that. The team togetherness, what we used to do in the past. And this is what Arne Slot has brought back to the team. But like I said in my stream earlier, I said, let's not get carried away. It's still a long way to go. We haven't got the strength and depth that we should have. We haven't bought the right players. We'll just have to see until January where we are, and then we could decide if we're going to go for the league or not. Manchester City, they are law-abiding citizens now. They're not buying a lot of players. I mean, their first 11 is, what you see. Can we catch them? I don't see why not. I really don't see. If we avoid injuries, I don't see why we can't be up there, because the spine of the team is still there for us, and the experience of winning is still there for us. So now we've got a new manager with fresh ideas. So yeah, why not? Why not try for giving it all to win the league? I mean, why not? It's just where we are.
I can see an emergence. It's early days, but I can see Shankly Paisley situation emerging. Because if you look at the balances, what happened with Bill and Bob, you've got Klopp, the charismatic leader, and you've got Slot a little bit less, up front, but more tactically aware. And I think it's early days, but I'm liking what I see.
Yeah.
Do you know what? You're right there, and it goes back to the defence as well, and the leaking of silly goals last season and the season before. That's tightened up. He's only tweaked around the defence and the midfield. He's put players, I'm talking about the midfield here, in their rightful positions. Big difference. Massive difference. Not a big difference, massive difference. And I think, as the Foz says, if we keep injury free. But when I was looking at the bench as well, when the bench comes up, who's on the bench, every one of them have got vast, and I'm talking vast, first team experience.
Absolutely.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
So, so the only problem is, the back four. To be honest, that's the only problem I see. And a number 6, I keep saying it, a number 6, just in case something happens to our midfield. Well, what do you think? What do you think of this? Like, talk again. George, I'll go straight to you. Then JK, then you, Foz. This, I don't know whether it's a rumour or whether it's genuine. I just don't know. Zubimendi, that's on the table as well now for January, as you said there, George. We could do something in January. Zubimendi.
Well, I think if Liverpool's still riding the wave they're riding at the moment, come January, I think they'd be queuing up to join. Because, at the end of the day, you'd be heading for the European Cup, you'd be heading for the League Championship, you're already a massive, massive, huge club. And, the doubts we had at the start of the season will be well behind us if we carry on like this. I mean, there's no guarantees, obviously, but I don't see us, honestly, losing any home games. I really don't.
No.
Unless we're very unlucky. So I think you can put the home games in the bag because it's been going on for years that now. So it's basically the big games, the Arsenals, the Man Cities, particularly, and Spurs. These are the games we have to win. And we're not losing the first goal at the moment. I know we've only played 3 games, but last year we were conceding the first goal and trying to get back into the game. And at the moment, we've kept a very steady team. He hasn't changed the team at all, hardly. You've only got Quince has moved out. Elliott hasn't had a game. Curtis Jones hasn't had a game. Nunes has only had a few minutes. So, these guys will come in the League Cup and in the European Cup, probably midweek games, and you'll get your squad all playing. And I agree with Foz about injuries. We've got to keep clear of injuries. Then in January, let's see what happens. Let's see where the money comes out of the FSG funds to get ourselves a couple of high-quality additions, take us through to the end of the season.
Exactly, because, it's the international break. It'll be great if we have no internationals, if you know what I mean, because they never break themselves. They could, refresh up after the first 3 games. But anyway, I just don't like these international breaks because every single one of them will be playing, in my opinion. Anyway, what's your take on that, Jay?
Like for me, I don't like rumours. Like yesterday, as soon as the international break came, the day after we had our last game, what happened? That news broke by some content creators. Where's that source from? Who made that up? Is it true? Blah blah blah. And like for me, this transfer window we just had, that was probably one of the worst transfer windows feelings. I had it throughout. Like we're not going to get no one, And I'm not into that now. I can't be bothered going after rumours because, like, come on, we only got Chiesa 2 days before the window closed, and not one guy said we have to Chiesa,
No.
Szoboszlai the same, McAllister the same.
Yeah,
I'll just give you examples here. So no one's in the know regarding transfers. So for me, Zubimendi, if he wants to play for us, he's turned us down once. I'll just leave that alone now. I would.
Yeah.
I was.
Yeah.
I will.
For me, yeah.
If he signs him, all well and good. Because he is a good player, by the way. Anyway, that's Norman says. I will not be two-faced about FSG. We still need a DM. Yeah. So while I'm delighted and impressed with the slot side, let's not get carried away. Very early days, lots of games and challenges ahead. That's a cracker, that.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to go right down here, boys. Right down because I'm losing time. Let's see. Oh, there's the Midnight Soaker. Midnight, I wasn't talking about you the other night, to be honest, if you're still with us, because I kicked off on someone and it wasn't you, because his comment was like, I thought he's talking to me. Midnight.
No, it wasn't him, no.
Honestly, mate, thank you, for getting back to us. I made up, George, we'll have to meet this fella one day. The unfair. Good evening, all. Frankie, Fozy, George, and JK. Look at that. It's my watch. You tell your own time. All right, lads, it's my watch.
I know the rules now. You're in trouble.
Very in trouble. Yeah.
Oh, you're brilliant.
What we could do maybe on Thursday, I can go through the what position, what's everyone doing point wise and stuff like that. We can do that on Thursday.
Yeah. You'll have to do it. I haven't a clue.
You're just the prize giver.
I'm just a prize giver.
What's that guy from Bullseye? What's his name again? Jim Bowen.
Jim Bowen.
Yeah.
This is what you could have won.
Yeah.
That's one of the most famous sayings, isn't it? This is what you could have won. And could have won in any prize given shows. Here's what you could have won.
You know what? I was watching an old one, Bullseye. The two guys, they won about 500 quid from the first phase of the game, and then they got to the red black board game where they can win the prize. They won everything bar one, and then they said we're going to gamble. They got the gamble and they won that as well. I was I bet Jim's really pissed off now. I think he's pretty losing all my money.
Classic.
I want to go to this wonderful comments here, and I'm going to start with you, JK, and I'm going to end with you, George. And it's a straightforward question, albeit that we're absolutely delighted and everything with the start, which we are, and that captain's goal, that was the big cherry Sunday. That was the big cherry. Yeah, put that on the top of the cake. Yusuf says, I think we can get a better view of where that once the Champions League game starts kicking in.
Exactly. Because that's going to be 18th to 17th of September, the first game against Milan. So for me, when them games sort of kick in, and then hopefully Chiesa will be ready for them type of games, you know. So for me, yeah, when them sort of that comes in, the next phase of the Carabao Cup, we'll see a bigger picture of what's going on with us.
Yeah.
I said to Francine, you know, George, I said, she's just started a new job.
I've seen that, yeah. Good luck to her. Yeah.
And I said to her, I'm going to take you and Sophia, you know, my little granddaughter, to the San Siro.
Wow.
AC. And she went, well, yeah. I said, yeah. She's working. She can't, like, walk away from a job. She's only just started.
Yeah.
She's working now, actually.
That's
anyway, so I'll make it up for it, you know. I'll make it up for it. So,
I've been to the San Siro. What a stadium.
Oh, it's fantastic.
It's my favourite, I think. At Anfield, yeah.
I've seen.
I think they want to tear it down, I think, and build a new one for them.
Yeah.
What I've heard.
Yeah. No, you're right.
Yeah.
But do you ever remember, George? I think you'll remember as well the Faust and GA. Fernando Torres just turning and hitting the ball.
And they said to Milan. Yeah. Wasn't that the only goal? I think of the game as well.
No, it wasn't. It was the game was on. I think it was like the second half. You know, midway. I'm not quite so sure. Midway through the second half, and he just turned. But at the end, the Inter supporters.
Yeah.
What's around it? And I've got great. Milan fans are brilliant, you know, whether they're the AC or whether they're Inter. I'll tell you for why. It was after the Hillsborough, and AC stopped their game. I forget. I think it was against Bologna or Sampdoria. I'm not quite so sure now.
Yeah.
And they said we're stopping. They said to the ref, "We're stopping the game for play a minute, stop a game for a minute," and that's what they did. You never walk alone.
That's right. Yes, remember that.
I think, Frank and Jordan, I think we're respected all around the world as well. Like, if you watch that game, in the last Champions League game where we had against Real Madrid, I think they played the "You Never Walk Alone" at the end of the game as well, didn't they? So
yes,
it shows the respect. We command a big respect. You're never gonna hear "Glory, Glory, Man United." The Bernabeu.
No.
So it clearly shows the respect that we have. I mean,
yeah, officially the most watched club in the world on television. That came out last week. Most watched club in the last year.
And you know what? Though? It's strange because after the 2005, you know that I go to Italy and whatever, and I was there in the August. From the May when we won it, and. Just ordinary fans. I was in there, Sorrento, and just going down there. And there was lads from Napoli. They all work in Sorrento. The waiters, the barman, the everything. And they were all congratulating, Liverpool. They were made up that AC Milan got beat like, but you saying, we've never known a crowd like your crowd, because ordinary crowds. At our time being 3-0 down to the better side as well, they just thought that they're going to go on and score more. He said, but you kept up. You kept it up. You kept the Liverpool chant going. Well, they meant you never walk alone. That's the respect we have.
Do you remember Marino and Wenger? They were having a conversation in the studio. And they were looking at the cop when they were singing "You Never Walk Alone." They looked like they were in a trance. And Wenger said, "This is it. This is Anfield. This is what." And Marino said, "Nobody wants to come here. It's the hardest place."
It was after that, George. It was after that Barcelona game, I believe.
That's right. You remember that?
Yeah, they said this only can happen at Anfield. This moment, at Barcelona 4-0. Yeah, go on, George.
Well, that's what Chiesa said. I was watching Rai, And, it's just Italian, no English or nothing, So I was listening to it because, as you know, io parlo molto la lingua italiano molto bene, and I was listening to him. And even going back there before Liverpool came in for him and anything. And he was just reminiscing, and he said, I loved watching the Barcelona game, like replays of the Barcelona and the crowd. And the crowd, he said, and I think he actually said it on a Liverpool channel as well, when he signed about the Barcelona game. But he's always watched it. It wasn't just for the sake of that Liverpool channel, saying, oh, yeah, he said it ages ago, ages and ages ago.
Yeah.
That he watched it just because of the crowd.
Yeah.
He couldn't get over the crowd. So, and his dad actually scored for the Azzurri.
Yeah, I remember that.
Did you know that?
Yeah, Euro 96. He scored for Italy.
Euro 96.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I was watching that game as well. I remember. Yeah.
I went in there.
28 years ago. Wow.
Yeah.
It's crazy, like if you look at Chiesa Junior and Chiesa Senior, they're so similar as players. It's unreal. I don't know if you agree, Frank and George. If you watch both of them, his dad was like him, just as quick as him, just as clinical as him as well. I mean, because I grew up watching Baggios and Chiesas and Tottis and all that stuff back in the day. And yeah, Chiesa was one of my favorite. His dad was one of my favorite players, and it's so similar. It's unreal. And I'm glad this kid's over here because the firepower we'll have this season, especially coming off the bench, guys, it's gonna be frightening for a lot of teams. I've got no doubt about that.
Yes.
I mean, if players get injured, there's other players gonna come and replace them. And I've got a feeling he's gonna play as a striker. I don't think he's gonna play out wide. I think Gakpo and Diaz is gonna play out wide. I think Salah's gonna play on the right. I've got a feeling he's gonna be the backup for the strikers as well. He's gonna play more through the middle because he could go one-on-one and beat players, can't he? And he's very quick at the same time, very skillful.
I've watched a lot of his games. Chiesa on YouTube. I was watching his 28 goals he scored. He's a good player.
Yeah.
If he's fit, he's fit. He's another Diaz if he's fit.
Yeah. No, I take criticise him, being honest, because I was more interested in the DM.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
You know George, you know Foz, you know JK. I've said our forwards, and they proved it, George and Foz and JK, you know this. We've got forwards who can score against any team.
Anybody,
Any team. And this is what's been proved since the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of the season, And as someone said today, I was looking at some comments and it said, Diaz Salah new partnership.
Yeah, they got 3 goals each.
Got
3 goals each, haven't they?
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, sorry, Diaz and Salah, did you say?
Well, sorry, what did you say?
Yes, they've got 3 goals each.
Yeah. I was speaking about that the other day. Actually, I was saying, if you look at Salah and Diaz, don't they remind you of Mane and Salah again? The way they're scoring goals, the way they're having competition with each other as well. Yeah. Doesn't that look like Mane and Salah kind of vibes again?
Yeah. No, you're right. Even Torres and Gerrard.
Yeah.
They had a great partnership. You can go right back. You can go back to the Roger and the Saint.
Yeah.
You go right back to the Shankly. You go to Toshak and Keegan. We've had unbelievable partnership. Russian Dalglish.
Yeah. Right through the ages. Yeah. Right through the ages.
And you know what?
Fowler and Owen.
Fowler and all. We've always had a good goalkeeper.
We could have said Collymore as well in there, but Collymore's head.
Stan, big Stan.
He wasn't. Collymore and Fowler were a good partnership, but if Collymore's head was right, I think they would have been one of the best ever. If Collymore's head was right, because the only thing with Collymore's issue that he had was he was coming to one training session a week from Nottingham. You know what I mean? He was traveling one training session a week,
from the middle of
taking the piss or what? Like, well, who does that? You know what I mean? If he was serious and he was into his football, he would have probably become one of the greatest because he was that good. I believed in him. Like his ability was that good. 2-footed, strong, quick, powerful. always compliments Fowler with his, creating chances for him as well. Come on, like if his head was right, it would have been great.
Well, they scored 53 goals between them.
Yeah.
In a Fowler and one season. 53.
Remember that game against Newcastle when he scored the winner into the cup, 4-3. Keegan was going mad in the box, yeah.
And Terry Mack put his head down, didn't he? What's to say?
Two legends, yeah.
I was right behind the goal.
Great legends. Unbelievable. Loved it. Yeah, there's one for you boys. I'll start with you, the Foz. What I noticed under Slot so far is we are not getting killed in the counter-attack like under Klopp. Not that Klopp was bad, but we always used to just get countered against anyone and that's just half decent. Foz.
Yeah. What I like about Slot, the way he set out the formation is different to Klopp. I thought like he's coming to do the same formation as Klopp, 4-3-3. But what I've seen of our formation is basically the players are comfortable with it, and not only that, it stops the opponents attacking at the same time as well. So, because when you look at the opponents, they're already set up against Liverpool in a similar way, and then they know how to play against us. But when you watch Liverpool now, we've got two pivot midfielders which swap with each other all the time, McAllister and Gravenberch, and you got that one in front of them that's causing havoc running around the pitch, if you know what I mean. So they don't know who to mark. Do you get what I'm saying, George and Frank and JK? So the opponents don't know who to mark, so they're confused where to go next. So the more movements we do in that middle and at wide, the more we open chances for our strikers to score more goals. If you know what I mean. If you look at the first goal, what happened? The ball went to Gravenberch. Gravenberch won it. Went out to Salah. Jota moved everybody to the front post. The far post was empty. The ball was launched to the far post, and what happened? Two players was going for it. One of them could have scored. That's how good it was. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So we know what we're doing now. We've got better movements. We've got a better setup as well. Even when we're defending, I don't know if you guys noticed, we take the right positions. I remember last season I was saying we're all over the place. I don't think everybody knows how to defend together. And some people were being selfish, as you guys know, that they didn't want to defend. But now it looks like everybody, as soon as we lose the ball, everybody runs back to their position and they make sure that opponents don't go behind them. Even though Man United created chances the other day, it wasn't chances out of, it was pure talent or anything like that. It was chances because we let them have it, if you know what I mean. After we scored the 3 goals, they started getting chances, but we didn't really care. We just said to them, we feel sorry for you. Just come at us, do something for your crowd. That's what it was. But listen,
that's what the first 10 minutes were, yeah.
Yeah. So the way we're playing, we know what we're doing. But I hope
we've got Allister at the back, and Allister I thought did really well because there was one shot went through Van Dijk's legs. That could have been in the net, A great save, that. Great save.
Mm-hmm.
Great and the one from the Dutch lad when he saved a point-blank header.
Quickly,
go on.
No, I just want to say what Fozzy's saying. Yeah, we look better than what we did last year. But for me, the reason why we weren't great the last few seasons, I think Pep Linders. Too much in Klopp's ear all the time. Do this, maybe do that, do this. Like for me, when you're a football manager, you've got to be your own man. You make the number one, all the decisions. For me, Pep Linders was too much involved, like giving interviews. He's even doing the Carabao Cup press conferences, stuff like that. Like, come on, man, get out of there. Like, what was this guy doing? Writing books and stuff like that. And for me, he was I wouldn't say the poison, but he was the guy who sort of ruined it for us last season. I've never been a fan of the guy anyway.
We mentioned that last season, you and I, Jay. We mentioned that he's having too much of this.
Yeah.
And he was too much. Half of the time,
Yeah.
He was picking the team.
We were leaving big gaps down the middle last season.
Oh,
yes.
2 occasions when we were exposed.
Yeah.
And it made you sweat when the teams were attacking. You were never sure we were going to get on top of it. But every day is just here. But the first 3 games we've been really, really tight, disciplined at the back. Just a joy to see, really.
I think when we won the league, I don't know whether it was the Champions League or the league or whatever. I said I used to have a football show on the radio, and I said at the time, it's the first time And this is when it was, Klopp without any interference. And Buvak, remember his right-hand man?
The brain, yeah.
I said, do you know what? I said, it's the first time in years, and I said years, that I felt confident that we can win any game.
Yeah.
And I don't know as when
right.
when we won the championship, or the Prem or the Champions League, and I did feel that. Now, I'm feeling confident. Remember last week, Jay, and you thought, I think you were on it, and I predicted 3-0 after watching. I predicted it.
Yeah, he did this actually. He said, I feel more confident now than I ever did before because we look more calmer.
Yes.
The fans and the actual football team were all like in sync. We're all calm. Even the fans don't, they don't rile up anymore. They don't shout anymore. I mean, they're more like sitting on their seats and just watching football played in the right way. I mean, I'm not saying Klopp wasn't, but the Klopp was all rock and roll, wasn't it, guys? Like we have to like as fans, we have to pick up the team sometimes because they were not doing the right things on the pitch. But now we'll just sit back and we watch the team. They're as calm as us. It's like a mirror image of each other.
Yeah. There's two comments I've got to read out, lads, and I want your comments on it. What you said. One is from Pig Venus. October to December is going to be our biggest test. If we can get through that period and still be in the top 3, we have a good chance this season. We have the best attack in the league.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Feel that if Jurgen had continued with a fresh squad, he could have also won the first 3 games. Don't forget, we won 5-0 at Old Trafford with Jurgen. I don't think the slot man has changed much. Team grown in a year, of course, and that's why he was left with such a squad. But as I said before, and we've all agreed, it was the tweaks. The tweaks that was needed, and that's all that was needed. And those tweaks have proved fruitful. They have. They really, especially the midfield, with the likes of Szoboszlai coming into his own, and especially Gravenberch.
Huge difference. Huge difference.
Yeah, 100%, George.
Massive. And I don't know whether it was you, Fozzie, or I don't know who it was, said about Trent being more like, more defensive minded.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. Yeah. He's been brilliant in a way. Like Arne Slot after the game said it. He said, "We're doing good, but we're not like there yet to be the team that we want to be because we're still giving passes astray." I don't know if you heard that, George, when he said that. He said that about Trent. He calls players out, doesn't he, when they make mistakes. Yeah, but carry on, George. Yeah.
There's a good
You've got Bradley there, comes on for the last 15 minutes. That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Give Trent a rest. That's brilliant.
Do you guys like when he calls out players when he's with the press, when he's saying like Trent is giving balls away, that's what we've got to improve on because it leads to attacks and things like that. Do you guys like when he says things like that?
No. Like that's behind the scenes sort of news. You tell the player. Don't tell us. We don't need to know that. You know what I mean? Why does the media need to know that? Tell the players behind the scenes, cup of tea.
Yeah, I agree. Keep it in house.
That's the Liverpool way. But look at the owners and the guys who are in charge of Slot. It's Edwards and that. And God knows what they're up to, So there you go. So that's the sort of thing they'll be like, yeah, it's all right to say that, do that. But for me, I've never been a big fan of embarrassing your own family, and that's what it is for me. Like Kwanzaa, for example. Yeah. We don't know what that guy's feeling now. After them comments after the first game, after the first half against Ipswich.
He'll be feeling bad, JK, because he was pulled out of the team. He hasn't played since, and Konata's getting rave reviews. So he's got to get himself back on his confidence, and he'll be fine. He's a young player, and he'll come in the team when necessary. But you're right. I agree with you about you should keep it in house, in the dressing room.
Yeah.
The team is getting better, though, isn't it? The team is getting better. The thing is, with even McAllister people, I don't think McAllister even hit top form yet. That's what's frightening for them.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent
There's more to
comment.
come, more to come, yeah.
The midnight choker. I want you to talk about this. I think this is bang on. Gravenberch, or the Grab, has to thank Zuber-Mendy for kickstarting his poor career. What do you reckon, George?
Just read that again to me, Frank.
Okay. This is the midnight choker.
Yeah.
Gravenberch has to thank Zuber-Mendy for kickstarting his poor career.
No, I don't think so at all. I can't see where. I don't think so. Gravenberch is a talented player. He's always been a talented player. He came over here and, signed on, difficult period. Manager was leaving. Staff were changing. The backroom staff were changing. He had to settle in, get a house, get settled into the system. And then he got the international Euros, and now he's back with a fresh start, and he's bought into the system, and you can see his talent emerging. I don't think it's got anything to do with Zuber-Mendy. That's just my opinion. It's a game of opinions.
No, you're spot on.
Of course it is. Of course it is. But he must have been. He must have been looking though.
Yeah.
Don't forget, they're getting told. Before we went in for Zuber-Mendy, put it this way. About number sixes. And he could have been going on social media. I've said it. You've said it. We've all said it that we needed a number six.
Yeah.
We needed it. And this Sloot, like in pre-season, going to pre-season, flying over to America or wherever he were playing, and said to the Grab, listen, I'm going to play you as a number six or whatever.
Yeah, go along with that, yeah.
Right? So, and he's been thinking of this. Everybody does. Everybody does. And being honest, no matter what profession, you could be an accountant and you got all the brilliant you can half add up and take away and divide. You know what I mean? So it's up you worried. Yeah. So I think that's what the Midnight's talking about, to be honest.
Yeah, could be, Frank. Yeah, could be.
Look, for me, what he's saying there is actually sometimes the worry that you might lose your spot or you might not get a game because Gravenberch must have heard that Zuber-Mendy is being looked at, so he's probably thinking, you know what, when I get my chance, I better put my foot down. Same with Konate and the Kwanzaa situation. Konate didn't finish last season well. Kwanzaa played okay and took his spot. This season Konate hasn't looked back since he came on second half against Ipswich. So for me, sometimes it's true. It could be like, oh, look, they're looking at Zuber-Mendy. Oh, if I get a chance, I better put my foot down. I better start playing well. So for me, Gravenberch has started his career now with us. A year later.
There you go. I think
they're all fighting for the place as well, JK. They're all fighting for the place.
Yeah.
Because they can't afford to slacken. They can't afford to have a bad game. Or, they get pulled off. And the standards are so high.
It's happened to Kwanzaa, didn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
There's another feather in the cap for Sloot. He's seen what was going wrong at Ipswich because we were dreadful.
He did the right thing there.
First 45 minutes, and he's seen it. And then he brings on a big Uber.
Yeah.
Bang, changed the old foot. And as someone said before, I don't know who it was, it's transformed Konate. He's playing better. So, he's not afraid to change, in my opinion.
That's brilliant, isn't it? If you think about it, like with Konate, I think Konate has to start performing now. I think he's lost his international football position.
He's back now. He's back.
So I think Saliba took it from him now. So he needs to start performing on a regular basis in order for him to play for Liverpool and France. As for Gravenberch, what people forget, when Gravenberch arrived at Liverpool, he hasn't played for 2 years. He was on the bench of Bayern Munich for 2 years. He was that. He was that kid that everybody wanted before he went to Bayern Munich. Even we tried to get him, as Klopp said, but he chose to go to Bayern Munich. He was up there with Bellingham. Don't forget that, guys. They were comparing Bellingham and him before he went to Bayern Munich. But now he has a full preseason. Obviously, He's playing in his favorite position. I don't think he's a DM. I don't know why people are saying he's a DM. He's more of a interlink before with him and McAllister. You go forward, I'll go forward. That's what they're playing. Even if Zubimendi played, I think Gravenberch would have played anyway. You know, I mean, I think he would have probably be a partner with him more than most as well. If you look at Gravenberch at Ajax, this is the formation he was used to. That's why he's playing well. He was a double pivot. I forgot. I think it's the West Ham player.
He's got room to work, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think it was that West Ham DM they got. I'm sure it was them two that used to play together in Ajax. So now you're seeing the best of him because he's playing, like you guys said in the beginning, they're playing in their proper position now. So now you're going to see the best out of them. What I like about Gravenberch is in tight situations, you see the way he moves. He manipulates the ball. He manipulates players. And, you know, he knows what he's doing with the ball. I'm fed up with, you know, players, when the ball comes to them, it bounces off them and then, you know, the opponents attack. Those days are looking long gone now. McAllister is a beautiful. He's beautiful with the ball. So is Szoboszlai. So is, you know, Gravenberch. So for now, what we're doing is great. You know, what I mean, if we need a DM that's gonna, you know, close off the games, we just bring on Endo at the end of the game. That's no problem for me because last season I thought he was good in certain times of the season. But like I think we're putting too much pressure on Gravenberch in regards to the way he's playing. This is what he used to play. That's why he's showing good, like they're showing the form that he's showing right now. And if Zubimendi came, I still think he would have played anyway. It's no problem for me.
Yeah, he's only 21. You need consistency. You need consistency.
Yeah, he's only 21. He's only 21 as well. So he's got
the same guys in there every week in the big games. Them three guys in the midfield every game in the big games. And bring in Harvey or bring in Curtis Jones in the less games.
That's one thing you said about Curtis Jones and Harvey Elliott. Their dad is no longer there, the one who protects them. Now they have to become men now. Nobody's going to hold their hands anymore. Nobody. I'm not going to babysit them. I hope you guys are not going to babysit them anymore.
Right. Yeah,
now, the dad's gone. You have to perform. You don't perform, summer window is or January window is there, you're gone. Simple as that.
It's a good situation for the club to be in now.
Yeah. Well, Ian Max says it's a cracking comment. They've all been cracking comments. Don't get me wrong.
100%.
Yeah, 100%. Brilliant.
But this one, Ian Max, he says the old first team setup has totally changed. New coaches and fitness staff brought in, new training schedules and expectations at the outset. The players' response to this new era has been brilliant.
Totally agree with that. That's a 100%. Great comment.
That's it. It's a wonderful comment. Thanks, Ian. Thank you. I'm going right down. I've missed the Scottish. I'm sorry there. I've got to get this Scottish bear.
Scottish bear, my mate.
There he is, the Scottish bear. Good evening, Frank, Posey and George, JK, 4 legends together.
Thank you. I'm a legend. Thanks, mate. I love being a legend like these guys, but thank you.
Oh,
legend.
That's brilliant. He's great, the bear. Pulls no punches, by the way. As you know, he doesn't pull out, neither does the Anfield. Or he says, Scottish bear, evening, lads. Shows up. Yeah, look at that. Ian says, seen talk in the media of a new contract offer incoming for Luis Diaz. I hope so. The guy is got George Foz. We've got to say this.
Yeah.
No, we've been, we've been lauding that, which he deserves all the time. Mo Salah, we didn't want it. When people were saying, get rid of him. Get rid of Diaz. I think we were the only channel who said, what for?
It was insane.
Why get rid of Mo and Luis Diaz? Why get rid of them? I think we're
I got a lot coming here. Like when 250 million was offered for Salah, I said, you know what? I'll take that. I gotta be honest. I have to be honest. But his age. I look at his. Sorry, Frank. I looked at his age. 250 million. I would have took that. I don't know about you guys, but I would have took. But now, that money ain't coming in anymore. It's gone. It's gone now. So I say sign a new contract now. Yeah, get them signing. I want them to
You got to
stay.
they got to get together and get him signed. He's 31, but he can play till he's 36 at this
Yeah, he's a
level.
leader. He's a
still
leader,
fit.
George, isn't he? He's a leader, George. He's a leader, man. I like the way he
They've
speaks.
got to,
as well.
they've got to get the contract done. I'm sorry, but they've got to. He's loving his game at the moment. He's full of joy. He's
Yes.
loving the game. He saw that interview, and he was negotiating a little bit there. I think, just come on, let's start talking about the contract. Nobody spoke to me yet. Maybe that'll kick Edwards and Hughes up the backside and get them to start thinking about it. Same with the other two, Van Dijk and Trent. Then they get sorted.
Yeah.
No,
I don't understand how they're not really being
I'm
talked
shocked about
about
them
it.
too. I'm really shocked about them too.
they're going
It's
to
mad.
sign. Listen, believe me, they're going to sign contracts. I know that, right?
Got
Oh,
to.
Frank, I think they said it. They said it. Yeah.
And here's the thing. Here's the thing, George. You should know this. JK and you, Foz.
Mhm.
It's going to come out. Honestly, they're going to sign, and it'll come out on the media side of and it'll say like 3 new signings.
Yes.
That's what it says.
Yes.
That's what it is. I'm telling you now. There's no way that the owners, that the likes of Edwards and Hughes, if they don't give Trent, I think he was laughing on Sunday, because I've never seen him smiling so much in any match, and it wasn't just because of the win. He knows that he's been. This is what we're going to give you. You're all right. Oh yeah, that'll do me. And a big smile and everything else. Point is, they can't afford to let any of them run down their contract and let them go.
You know what's sad? You know what's sad, Frank? Like, these players have remained with us when all the big teams around the world wanted them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, why aren't we paying them back for what they've done for us? You know what I mean, if they don't feel like they've dropped off and they think they can compete, give them that contract, because they're stuck by you when every team from Real Madrid to Barcelona to all the biggest teams in the world, Bayern Munich and all that stuff, were chasing them. They stayed with you. So give them that respect back. Give them the contract that they want. They don't want to leave. They say it. I want to stay. I want to help on its lot.
You can't buy players as good as them. There's no one you can replace them with really in those positions.
There's no
world.
loyal players anymore. The loyal players are gone. There's no loyalty in football anymore. People need to understand.
You pay them extra wages. All it's costing you is the extra wages.
Exactly.
Like you're right, Frank. 3 new signings for an extra $100,000 a year, a week or whatever.
Exactly.
A no-brainer.
It is a no-brainer, but I'm telling you now, there'll be uproar if Mo, Trent, especially Trent, being a Scouser, and Verge don't get a contract. They'll be murder. Who can you replace them with?
They can't.
The quality goes down from there, doesn't it?
The heart of the team. The heart of the team, along with Allister.
But that's just me, I do think that, well, I'm sure, I don't think, I'm positive that they'll sign a new contract.
Yeah.
And but that's and that's what Ian Max says. So seen talk in the media of a new contract offer income for Lewis. You be made up with that, JK, because you've always said about the low wage as well. That
yes, he needs to be right at the top of the wage group at the moment.
He's back to form. He's back to form now. I can't even argue about him because I was getting frustrated, George and Frank and JK, about Diaz. I was saying, like, after the goals that you score sometimes, what do you actually offer after that? Where's the creativity? Where is the dribbling past players? He couldn't dribble past players for a while. Remember that, guys. Now he's doing everything. He's defending right. He's attacking right. He's passing right. He's doing everything now. I mean, so give the guy a new contract. And not only that, his dad is the one that's saying move to Barcelona. It's not him. You never hear him say, I want to move to Barcelona. No. All that comes out of him when they talk about that. He said, I want to stay at Liverpool. So he loves it at Liverpool as well. So give the guy the new contract, man. He's playing well.
Your show there, getting the mention by the Scottish Bear, the Fuzzy show today was about John Barnes. The great, brilliant show.
Yeah.
And we got talking about old players. I named 6 forward lines, 6 forward lines from our Liverpool. But we were just talking about partnerships, and we went back to the Hunt And St. John Partnership, you can go right through. Unbelievable. So, I love talking about old plays because
John Barnes was
that's where I
fantastic.
first started off.
Oh, Prime Barnes. Wow.
What a left foot he had.
Would he be the greatest all time?
He's not far away. I mean, he proved it when the Maracanã, when he went past about 6 Brazilians and on the goalkeeper on their own game, on their own ground. I remember that. But he scored some wonderful goals. He was so powerful on the run, inside, outside. Created goals, scored goals. Just a wonderful player.
You know what I said, George? Like other teams can name their 11. Liverpool is always difficult. It's always difficult because there's so many great players that we had down the years. You could name probably 3 teams that could be the greatest of all time as well. But it'd be difficult. It'd be difficult to get rid of like Stevie Highway and other players like that did a lot for the football club. Because I don't think a lot of people talk about Stevie Highway in the wing. We have a song, but do people they actually talk about the player? Do you know how he played? Do you know he was 2-footed? Did you know he's always taking on players? People don't know that. He could play both wings as well as at front sometimes. It's great. Ray Kennedy, look how great that guy was. He was a striker that turned into a midfielder and scored from midfield, and he captained the team as well in Bayern Munich away when we beat them in that game as well. So people don't like we underrate our majority of our players. Like like the current players always overtake the old players, but the old players are the ones that actually put us on the map, and the old players are the ones who are actually consistently winning. They dominated Europe and domestically. So I'm always appreciative of the old ones, George, like you guys. So I'm never going to say.
It's very difficult to pick, when you get asked about. I was on an interview this afternoon with Gordon Wallace, Peter Kenny Jones, in the Football Historian podcast, and he was asking us for the greatest Liverpool players. And once you get beyond Dalglish and Gerrard, it's difficult. There's so many. How can you choose? Hey,
there's loads of them.
There's loads.
You can't choose, Frank. It's impossible. Mane or Firmino, Suarez, Rush, Hunt, McDermott.
You even go back to goalkeepers, the best goalkeeper. Leave Allister out of here a minute. The best goalkeeper, if you're going to say who's the best goalkeeper, the seasons past or years past, decades past, whatever. Everybody said Clements.
Yeah, Clements, yeah.
Everybody.
100%.
I said, but now Allison's here. You go,
it's different.
Yeah, he's immense.
You see what I mean? Now, we talk about Rushy being, one of our, and Roger, 2 of our greatest of all.
Scored over 500 goals between them, Frank. Over 500 goals them 2 scored.
Goodness me.
In mud-filled pitches. Mud.
We played on mud heaps. We played on mud heaps.
Exactly.
Midwinter.
Unbelievable.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
But, then you talk about, Mo Salah and Mane.
Firmino.
Oh, man.
It's hard. It's hard. The modern day.
You know, Frank and George, you just mentioned Clements, yeah. I'm a sort of man, but what I like about Clements and Alisson is the humanity side of them. It's so similar. If you get what I'm saying, they're both caring people, nice people. Am I wrong in this? If you look into that.
No, you're right. I was looking at Alisson's interview. He wants to stay here. He loves Liverpool. He's behind everything we do. He loves the fans. Ray Clements was the same.
Yeah.
Someone asked me, about Clements and Alisson. And you can't just say, oh, well, he was better than him, because of... And here's how I defined what I was trying to say. And here's what I said. I said, if you look at Fred Astaire and Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire was the elegant one. He was the elegant one. Gene Kelly was like
dynamic,
a rough diamond. That's what I said, from elegance to rough diamond, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So I said, Clements was the Fred Astaire, and Alisson is the Gene Kelly, because you can't compare them.
Yes, spot on.
You just can't compare
You
them.
just can't.
You can't compare those two dancers.
I agree.
Yeah.
Brilliant analysis.
And then he was shocked as he went, "Oh, F off."
No, sir.
No holding back. "Oh, F off." I'm not talking to you anymore. But I tell you, I think Cameron Elton, what I mean, that is. The difference between Allister and Onana is mad. Look at the save through Virgil's legs.
Oh, that should have been a goal. That should have been a goal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, do you think Onana would have got it?
No chance. People talk about Salah's.
He's never in the right position, is he?
What did you guys think of Salah's goal? A lot of people say it was the goalkeeper, but I thought Salah took it too early. He didn't expect it. That's what I thought.
Yeah, he hit it quick.
Yeah.
Just
that's what I thought.
First
that was a great shot.
And he knew where he was putting it.
Yeah.
He knew where he was putting it as soon as it came to. But Diaz's goal, the second one.
What a finish.
Yeah, the second one. That was a cracker. And what a ball by Salah.
The camera got that great, didn't it? It was right behind the ball. He stayed with a bend. It bent it inside the post.
And he meant that bend.
Yes.
Yeah.
He meant the bend. That's why. What would he say?
We've had a couple of occasions recently when the moves we've done almost led to a goal, and they would have been two of the best goals we've seen for a long time.
George,
the second half against Brentford, where Salah had a 1-2, just missed, and one on Saturday. Passing in the wing, and they came in the box, and Salah hit it, and it just got a defender's leg, and just sped past the post. That would have been some goal.
George, you're a great spotter. I'll tell you why. I was speaking about that in a stream. What I said was, as we're improving to become the Arne Slot team, because we haven't become the full Arne Slot team yet, in the final third, what we've got to do is make the right decisions, the right passes, because sometimes we hold on to the ball for far too long and it stops the attack. So if we make the right passes instead of holding on to it, we could score more goals in the future, in my opinion, from what I've seen.
Yeah.
You just hit the nail on the head with that one. That's what I was thinking as well. It's just the right movements, the right passes. Don't hold on to the ball. Sometimes you've got to do a 1-2 to get into the actual goal. So that's what we can do next.
Brilliant. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
There's two good comments here, boys. One from CW. Let me read them out, please.
That's all.
We need to remember we only fell off last season with about 6 to play after a long injury hit campaign. And the Scottish Bear. Guys, with the way Gravenberch plays, we don't need Zubimendi. Zubimendi and Gravenberch are similar. Game controllers both. We would be better suited, get onto this, to signing Edison from Atalanta. Okay, I'm going to you. Is JK on the chippy? No.
He might be. No, he's there.
He's there. I'm going to kick off with you, Jay. And those two comments, then the fuzz, and I'm going to end with you on the very important comments. That's a code to be. Very important, right? Yeah. Go ahead, Jay.
Like for me, the better quality squad we got, the more chance we got to win things. Like for me, if we pull Zubimendi out in January, I'm not going to say no. He's a quality player. I'm just a bit disappointed he didn't come now. But then again, if he came now, would he have played instead of Gravenberch? We can't really answer that. And then Gravenberch might not have played so well as he has, say, against United on Sunday. So there's always a reason behind everything. But for me, for us to flourish in the Champions League, getting Chiesa in was a good move for me. We got Milan in the first game away in the San Siro. I'll probably even start him there if he's fit. you know, just to see how he gets on. He's used to the Italian league and stuff. But for me, if we got Zubamendi or even Edison from Atlanta, you know, two good additions to the squad.
Yeah. You know what it is? I wasn't about all the Zubamendi stuff in the beginning, George and JK. I wasn't. I was more of a destroyer. Do you know what I mean, guys? Like someone that's gonna frighten the opponents, like like Graham Souness, Jimmy K, someone like that. Someone's gonna, make sure that the attack doesn't come through, and if they come through, they're gonna get hit. You know what I mean? Then I realized Arne Slot doesn't like that type of player. He wants a more possession, like a Xavi Alonso type of player. And this is why he was looking at, Zubamendi. In regards to the about Gravenberch plays and Zubamendi are similar. I don't think they're similar. They're two different players. I think if both of them were here, I think they would have been good together rather than separated from each other. I think them two would have complemented each other better. And Zubamendi would have controlled, obviously, that midfield. He's like a deep line playmaker, wasn't he? That's what he was, Zubamendi. And that's what Arne Slot was looking for. And then Gravenberch could do his little runs. Because, when I look at Gravenberch, George and JK, he reminds me of Jack Grealish from Arsenal. When he, you remember the way he just manipulates the ball, takes on players. If you watch Jack Grealish, it's so similar, it's unreal. You know what I mean? And that's what I like about Gravenberch. So they're two different players. I like Edison. He's great, but under this system, I don't think he would have suited because Arne Slot is desperate to get Zubamendi for some reason. And it is what it is. I like Edison. I said that, but it's what Arne Slot needs. He wants more possession. He wants more control of games. A lot of us think he's similar to Jurgen Klopp, but he's far from that. Arne Slot is more closer to Pep Guardiola if you watch his football in Feyenoord. He's more possession based. He will change his system into if the games ain't going right as well, which Klopp wouldn't do. Klopp will still play that 3-3-3 until we get it right, if you know what I mean, guys. So listen, if they go for him in January and they get him, I'll be happy. But let's just hope he doesn't get homesick, if you know what I mean, guys.
I don't think Zubamendi will come because he's had chances then to go to United, go to other clubs, and he's turned them down. And he seems to be happy to settle for playing with his current club. And I think if he had the ambition that I would like to have seen coming from him, he came to Liverpool. I mean, if we go to January and he comes to Liverpool, it might be because he thinks, they're more successful towards the end of the season, more medals, cups to be won. I don't think he would have improved as any better than Gravenberch, personally. Gravenberch is playing so well at the moment. We've not lost out by losing him. And
you got that pass in it.
In January, there might be other players come up in January. Keep an open mind on that. But this Edison, he looks a good player as well. But I agree with you, Fonz. I think he wouldn't probably fit into the current system as well.
But I like Edison.
I like him.
Yeah, he's a good player, isn't he? He's a good player, quality player, no doubt about that.
Another
thing is, some of these teams have signed big players, haven't they, recently? And they've been injured. Chelsea's got a 40 million player. He's out for 2 months. Arsenal's got one the same, just signed him out for months. United is out. So, there's no guarantee spending big money for a player that you're going to get him on the pitch.
True, George. Bang on. All them guys are out,
spent a fortune not playing. Injured.
Yep.
Injured.
Yeah.
Just made myself a cup of tea, right? And it's in a mug. And when I seen it, when I was putting it in, I went, this just reminds me of a team today. Show you. I hope you can see what it is.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Nice little cup, that.
What's the side? Which the word on the side?
What?
I can't read it.
Titanic, he says.
Titanic. Oh, Titanic,
yeah.
That's where they have their meetings now. That's where they stay, isn't it? Titanic Hotel.
It just reminded me of a little team that's not too far away, to be honest, especially where I live. Yeah.
Oh, what do you think of that score on Saturday, George? What do you think of the Everton game on Saturday, George? 2-0
Well, my youngest son's an Evertonian, and he just didn't. I couldn't believe it. I was watching it on television, another game I was watching on the BBC grandstand thing, and it was 2-0 in 87 minutes. I said to my wife, I said, "Oh, my son, he'll be over the moon. First win, 3 points, new stadium coming up. I'll give him a bit of confidence." And then 5 minutes later, he's through. Where did that come from?
Yeah, man.
It's the latest win in the history of the Premier League, from 2-0 down, ever. 87th minute.
Wow. You know what it was? The Bournemouth players.
For the whole game, but they blew it, and they're like, shocking.
Shocking.
Imagine if we'd have done that, lads. Imagine if we'd have done that.
Oh, uproar, isn't it? Uproar.
Remember when Everton beat us last season at their ground? When we
That
go
was poor performance. That was.
Oh, that was one of the horriblest games ever.
I've never been so angry in my life since that game.
Uh-huh.
It's the way we performed. We didn't go with no attitude of winning. It was just poor all around.
It was weird. So I think the Bournemouth players thought, okay, look, Anfield's down the road. Let's do it Istanbul on these guys. You know what I mean?
Can I just ask the people who are looking in, if you haven't subscribed or pressed the like, can you please do that? You know, to get the algorithm up there, to get the channel. You've got great people. You've got Shankly boy here, a fella. Shankly sounded man. You know, commenting, brilliant. You've got the Foz. You know what I mean? We just paid 85 million for him. And you've got JK. You see what I mean? You've got a great panel. You've got great lads on. And I'm always inviting, you know, anybody on this chat. Come on.
You do, mate. Come
on and talk to us, you know.
Yeah.
Talk to the chat. I'm always inviting people on.
Yeah, it'd be good to see.
No, I just want to read out this, I think. Yusuf. And here's the $1 million question he asks. Can Arne Slot surpass Klopp's achievement during his time at Liverpool? I'm sorry, I'm going straight to you, JK. You should have come out. No, what you should have said was, I've gone to Chippy Frank.
I'll be back in 10 minutes. But for me, I have no problem with Slot. I wish him the most success and stuff, but I just wish he don't give too much information out.
Yeah, he does that
to the media. Like, someone needs to tell that guy, come on, bro. This is the Liverpool Football Club. We do everything behind the scenes, you know. I just don't want him to name drop players or whatever it is, you know. But the other day he said, like, in the interview on Sky after the game that this is like Jurgen left a good squad here sort of thing. So we bigged him up in that way. That's cool. I don't mind things like that. But for me, he can do what he wants, Slot. You know, he can win it all as long as he keeps his feet on the ground and be his own man and show a bit of personality. I think personality is very important to me as a football fan. I like seeing a manager with a personality, you know. It shows me that they're strong characters then.
Well, within the 9 years, this is my opinion, then I'm going to George, then the Foz. My opinion, Jurgen Klopp was the best in the world. He was better than Pep. Pep had the money to buy the players he needed. Jurgen Klopp didn't. Jurgen Klopp made good players into great players and great players into world-class players. That's the take on Jurgen Klopp. That's the take on him. And to win what he did in his 9-year tenure is incredible. Is absolutely without any backing, and I've got to say that he never had the proper backing. That's the you know. So you've got to come into this. For Slot or Sloot, as he should be called, that's the way his name's pronounced. By the way, I'm not taking the piss or anything. If Sloot has the backing, he could easily surpass him.
Yeah.
Because I think he's got the technical ability, but it's only early days yet. Right, George, what do you think?
Well, I echo your comments about Jurgen Klopp. I've always said he's like the modern Bill Shankly. He had the character, the charisma, and he won all trophies he's possible to win, apart from the Europa League, I think. So, I mean, he won everything, even Champions of the World. So, you can't really sort of forget Klopp. Klopp's going to be an immortal legend forever at Anfield. Slot's come in now and he's made a great start. Let's be honest, he's made a great start. It could have been so much worse. All of us had our doubts in the beginning. We didn't know much about him. I didn't know anything about him, to be perfectly honest. He's come in, and as JK says, he likes a bit of charisma. So do I. But I think it was a bit soon for him to start showing that high-profile charisma. And he needs to get a little bit of a reputation and get results on the table, I think. He's playing it quite well at the moment, I think, to be honest. I was disappointed when Jurgen said he was leaving at Christmas, because it left a lot of time between then and the end of the season for us to come to terms with that, and for the team in the back and stuff. So huge changes at the club. So I'm very optimistic about the future. I think most fans are at the moment, but it's early days. We're only off to 3 games. Things can change any time. But the team that I saw on Saturday, the players we've got in every position are talented players, and they're playing to a system they seem comfortable with. If that carries on and clear of injuries, we'll be right up there fighting for the title. And Man City, I think, are they're at the top and starting to maybe just slip a bit. They're not quite, I don't think, the way they were 2 or 3 years ago.
I've got a take on that. I've got a take on that. And it's with this FFP thing. Because they can't be buying players left, right and centre like Pep done over the years. Especially with this, with this thing hanging over them. You know what I mean? Where they could be deducted points.
Yes.
A lot of points, by the way. If they're found, they should be found.
I hope they still do. They better get banned points. They've got to have some penalty for what they've done. They've got to. Otherwise, it takes all the credibility out of the Premier League.
Exactly.
Everything. It takes everything away. So
it's kind of funny, Frank, if you think about it. Like, if you're innocent and you're saying you're innocent, why aren't you spending the money that you used to before? Am I wrong here or?
Yeah.
Bang on, Fuzzy. Bang on. You said that the other day about that. Carry on as usual. They should, if they've got nothing to hide. They brought in 82 million from Alvarez, so they put that straight into the bank to take. To look after the FFP or whatever you call it, So they didn't buy no one to replace Alvarez. And that was the thing. They just kept that money, bang, made a big profit on him as well.
Exactly.
Well, that's what George is, when he says, I can see them slipping. I can.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I can. And I suppose you lads can. I suppose the chat can. And I think that's one of the reasons why. Because he brought back Erdogan. What's that telling you?
What's the old saying, Frank? You don't go back. That's the old saying, isn't it? Yeah, you don't go back.
You do
it's never like the first time. It's never like the first time, is it?
If Haaland gets injured, I mean, he's like, I wouldn't say the one-man team, but look at the goals he scored. Take half of them goals out. Where would they be? They never be scoring 40 goals a season. It's unbelievable. If he was playing for us, we'd be top of the league.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Yes.
100%.
Yes.
And
absolutely.
He's very good at reading the game, Haaland. Like, for me, he isn't skillful, isn't fast, or whatever it is, but he can read the game.
The thing is, JK, he's injury prone as well. That's what people don't understand. It's like what George said. You take him out of the team, where's the goals going to come from? Because Alvarez is no longer there. So where's the second striker? And I don't know what it is. I don't know about you guys here. Is it me or do left-footed strikers always get injured? Am I wrong? Like, you look at Sturridge, Fowler, Vieri, all these guys, like, they were just injury prone. Like, it's all left-footed as well. It's crazy. It's madness.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, left foot, yeah.
I was a left footer. But going back to George's old days, I was a left half.
Okay.
I was a Willie Steve-o, mate. I was a Willie Steve. Left half. But anyway, you never answered the question. Sorry, you never answered the question there, Yusuf. It's up to you. The $1 million question. Don't be poking out of it.
Well, it's going to take some doing. What I liked about Klopp, he said when he came in, he said, give me 4 years and I'll have you the Premier League. And he did it. Slot's not said anything like that at the moment. He's kept a very low profile. So it just depends, really. It depends on what happens with the contracts, with Salah, with Van Dijk, keep them with us. Depends on his signings in January. depends on so many things. He's got to start by winning a couple of trophies this year. I think that's
Oh
a
yeah.
minimum.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What about you, Fuzz? You know, to the million-dollar question: can Arne Slot surpass Klopp's achievements during his time at Liverpool?
We all hope so.
Well, I hope so. First of all, because like you guys said earlier, Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley. That's two different managers, and we know who the most successful was. Although the other one was a favorite of everybody.
That's what I mean.
So when I look at Arne Slot and Jurgen Klopp, you can't compare the two. Jurgen Klopp is the special manager that if you've seen us where we was when he came, I don't think you would have ever thought we would end up where we ended up. You know what I mean?
No.
So there you go. Like we will sign the likes of Lambert, Balotelli's, Moreno's, the most useless players. Benteke's, the useless players you could ever buy. We was buying. It didn't matter like what you thought about them, and that's where we was. He got rid of that whole team from top to bottom, by the way. Even in his half a season at Liverpool, we made it to the Europa League final and the League Cup final.
Yeah.
Isn't that special? Can he, like Frank said and George said, can you imagine he had the finance and what he could have done? And everybody's giving compliments to Pep Guardiola. Pep Guardiola himself said Jurgen Klopp is the he brings the best out of him as a manager. And if Jurgen Klopp had my finance, I don't know where he would be. But I'm lucky to have finance like this that gets me to where I am right now.
Yeah,
that's what Pep said. You know what I mean? So we've had the best manager in the world, to me, in the current era. We just didn't back him. He got tired of the poor guy. And, imagine like even when you're the best team in the world, you couldn't buy the best players. Imagine that, guys. And that's what's happened to Jurgen Klopp. So with Arne Slot, he's inherited a great team. If he goes down from here, I'll be worried now. You know what I mean? So the only way for Arne Slot right now is up. And if he doesn't go higher than now, then he might not be the right manager for us. But so far, so good. Like I said again, let me say it again. He inherited a great team. The average age is 24 years old. He can't go wrong from here. He just can't. We have to stop that right now. Full stop. The next step is developing this team, getting it better, and challenging for titles on a regular basis. He's got that in his hands now. So if he can't improve the team anymore, then there's a big problem. But can he get there?
Everything's there.
Yeah, everything's there. Can he get there? Of course he can. You know what I mean? You can't have Liverpool Football Club. That's the only club that gives you a chance from the beginning. Even when you're doing badly, they still back you. So if you've got a club like this, you should be challenging for titles, in my opinion. But I hope he gets there. I'm not going to put too much pressure on him.
There'll be little blips along the way. There'll be little blips along the way, but you come through them, and you
can't compare the both, though. You can't compare the both. No chance.
No matter who the manager is.
No.
You, Jay, you, Fuzz, and George, and Michelle, every single one of those lads on the chat, every single one of them, wanting to do better, to surpass the egg. They do. We all do, because we're Liverpool fans.
Well, also, we've had some glory days with Jurgen, haven't we? Glory days.
Best days.
In Europe,
anyway. Yeah.
Partying on the pierhead when thousands of people there, I'm on top of the bus. You want that again? I mean, I'm so pleased for the modern generation. They've experienced this. Frank and I experienced this with Shankly and Paisley and right through the middle of the 80s and 70s. But now my son and my grandsons are experiencing it. And I want them to keep on experiencing it, with Slot. Because there's no reason why not. No reason.
No, there's no reason. It's like my granddaughter, Sophia. And, when she said it out to me and said, when her mother said, tell your granddad who your favourite player is. And she said, Mo Salad. Mo Salad running down the wing.
That's brilliant.
A little girl. And she's now, she's 12 now. And she said to me, Granddad, why are you shouting? I said, that's what you normally do. You shout at the referee. But why? They're not shouting. The people are out because we were in the main stand. I said, that's why they take no notice of them. Unbelievable. And this is future generations. Georgia, especially Georgia and I are talking about, because those future generations, they will go back to the egg and go, oh, what that fella did. They'll be watching it on the telly, like,
Yeah.
like days gone
It
by.
won't be a black and white TV either.
Exactly. We still go back to the Shankly and the Paisley days. And you can't take that away from Liverpool. You can't
No,
take
you
that
can't.
away from you can't take that away from the fan.
Yeah.
I was in Rome, 77.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget the fella who was standing behind me. And he was my age then, if you know what I mean. I was a young fella kid, more or less, like young teen.
77,
And
yeah.
I turned around and I said, what are you crying for? And he said, I never ever thought I'd see a day like this that I have seen, and Liverpool win the European Cup. That's what he said. That's what he said. And we've seen it, and we want to see more of it.
Yeah, football's all about passion and emotion.
Of course it is. And what did I say the other night? What did I say the other night? I said the other night on the post, we make the club, the fans make. I was in the stands with my mate at the time, but still a great friend of mine, albeit I've never seen him, James Allen. First time I'd ever been in the middle, the stands. I'm going back years ago, by the way. I'm talking about, around when Peter Cormack was playing for us, that time. He said, great. I said, yeah, of course we're great. And I said, but we make the club. And he went, what do you mean? And the cop was in full voice, George and JK and Foz. The voice, of the cop. And it was bellowing out. Yeah. And they were swaying.
I love that. Yeah.
Because look, we are the club, the fans.
Look what it was like in the pandemic when we played to empty stadiums. It's not a game, is it? It's not a game without the fans.
No. And I seen him a couple of years ago, and he said to me, and he reminded me of what was said and what I said. And he went, you know what? He said, you're right. I said, right about what? He said, going back to that game and, sitting in the stands, because we always went in the Cop or the Annie Road end. And he said, we did. We are the club, aren't we? I said, right, we are. And it was proved. It was proved. It's been proved all the time because the likes of Jurgen's gone. They all go. Slot will go in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Bouncing. But the fans are there. The next generations are there to keep it up.
Jurgen will never experience the same thing again. It's like Rafa. When Rafa left, he hasn't been the same, has he? He hasn't been the same. He's always talking.
No, he hasn't.
And he always says he wants to come back. You know what I mean? When you leave Liverpool, life ain't the same anymore. You're never going to experience that anymore. And it's sad with Jurgen. It's really sad. I was hoping he'll stay longer, but what a shame.
Yeah, we all missed.
Because he was a carbon copy. He was like us. He's crazy. We were crazy as well. It's just so similar. It's sad.
Yeah, he's very down to earth, Klopp. Like you don't portray that he's something special or he's a proper football fan, like the guy you probably work with or the guy who lives down the road type of character. Yeah. Not arrogant. Look at Arteta. Like someone explained to me, what has Arteta done? Donkey footballer, played for Everton, played for Arsenal. He's only okay manager now. Why? He spent nearly 800, 900 million. And this guy walks around like he's Jesus Christ. I'm thinking that's why I love Jurgen Klopp. He was so humble, such a wholesome guy.
He hasn't won nothing yet, Ted, has he? He hasn't won anything yet, has he? What's he
couple
won?
of corners.
Couple of
corners. That's about it, man.
No, he's won the FA Cup with Arsenal in his first season.
I mean, compared to what Klopp's won with the FA Cup, they finished second in the league. The second's nowhere.
Yeah,
exactly.
Three European Cup finals. Winning one of them, the World Club Cup.
I mean, Arsenal. I'm talking about Arsenal fans.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about his playing career. You know, he was a great player in his own right.
No, I thought you meant Jurgen Klopp. I thought you was talking about Jurgen Klopp, what he's done at Liverpool compared to Arteta. I said,
Has anybody heard of this? Has anybody heard of this Nabeats?
Yeah, he's my partner in crime on my channel. Yeah.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a brilliant guy. Absolutely brilliant guy, man.
Yeah, bless no beats.
All the graphics he does that. All the thumbnails he does it. It's so good. It's brilliant, guys. He does it for a few of us actually.
I wonder what he thinks about our, he says football analysis. I wonder what he thinks about our analytical skills.
Oh, he's going to do it on Thursday. We're going to do it on Thursday around 12 o'clock, so people can tune into that one.
Yeah, tune into that. Just what George was saying about second is nothing. Just wanted to say happy birthday to Bill Shankly yesterday.
Oh yes, yeah.
He's 111.
Yeah. He's still gonna
lives outside Anfield, mate. You know what I mean? There you go.
He's there. His spirit's there.
I often say on Facebook, to me, he's the greatest football man, not manager.
Yeah.
Greatest football man ever lived in the history of the game.
And I think
that's what I think.
For me, you knocked the nail on the head where you said Shankly, Shankly was Klopp and Arne Slott's like Paisley. Same sort of vibe and exactly that, I think Shankly and Klopp were bigger than football. They were good humans, you know what I mean? Where you could just listen, how to be a good human. You would listen to them two guys, So happy birthday to Shankly.
Yeah, it's very similar. Bill and Bob to Jurgen and Arne. Very similar so far.
Very similar. Unbelievable. We know them, George.
Yeah.
We knew the Shanks.
History.
Exactly. We knew them. Thing is, I've spoken from Shankly right up to today to all the managers except for that was Roy Hodgson. The Irishman, never ever spoken to him.
Northern Irish, yeah.
Jürgen, never ever spoken to him. But I've spoken to everybody else, and now this friend, I've actually spoken to. So, I'm very proud of that because why I'm saying it is, every single one of them were humble.
Yeah.
Humble, not like and the fourth one, Souness, never ever spoken to him.
No,
before, never ever spoken to him. Well, I don't mean I didn't want to speak to them. It's just I just wasn't at a function or whatever.
Because I thought like even as a player, you might have spoke to him or something like that.
No, never. But I'm talking about managers,
Okay.
But everybody else. I spoke to Joe Fagan, the first manager to win a football treble, including the league, European Cup, and it never does it get mentioned, George?
No. Joe was my manager for 3-4 years. He was the reserve team trainer manager, and I had a great relationship with Joe. And he loved my game. He was very encouraging. He was fantastic to me, Joe. And he was a lovely man. And you're right, Frank. He didn't get a lot of publicity like the others, in a sense, but he won the treble.
There you go.
It's crazy, that, isn't it? It's crazy.
That's how good we are. That's how good we are. Imagine that was Arsenal or someone. They'd have loads of statues outside. It's mud.
Do you know where I met him? As the car park to do the shopping. All right, Joe. And he went, all right, lad. And I just walked over and just chatting. And
he's just a normal person.
Oh, and I just say to him, I said, thanks, Joe. He said, what for? I said, winning us the treble the first time ever. And he went, my pleasure.
There's a guy who won the treble. He's living in a 3-bedroom semi-detached.
Exactly.
Bottom of Hutton Avenue, the whole of his career. Same with Shankly. Shankly lived in a 3-bedroom semi-detached house in West Derby the whole of his time at Anfield. and there's an open door for fans coming in. You got pestered by fans. Always open the door, let them in, take a photograph, have a chat, have a cup of tea. Nessie would make a couple of sandwiches. Unbelievable compared to today, It was so available to people, And they're hidden away behind big closed doors now. You can't get near the houses. You don't know where they live.
True.
When we played Ferencvaros, it's a typical Shankly. And, we were in Hungary. Ferencvaros, this is during the Iron Curtain days. And we get them in the European Cup. Anyway, they're over there. And was it Ferencvaros? Anyway, it was. So they're over there. The lads are inside the hotel. And Nessie says, shall we go outside? Because they're all shouting and laughing and joking. And, I'm talking about the players. So he says, yeah, come on. So they went outside, to have the coffee. And at the back of the hotel they went. And at the back of the hotel was a dirt road. Just a dirt road, with some trees about. And anyway, they're sitting there drinking. And this is Nessie telling the story. And she said, all of a sudden, there's a fella walking down. Now, I don't know whether you're aware of this, but lots of Scousers never wear their colours, They never wear their colours. Wow. I never wear colours. The only time I ever wear colours was in cup finals. Okay. Anyway, you're walking down. Just have a look at it. I'll tell you what. Just have a look if you think I'm talking through my backside. Have a look at inside Anfield. Not inside, inside Anfield, but the Old Trafford game. And look at the crowd. See how many you're wearing scarves and how many are wearing tops. Just have a look.
Norman was in there. We need to look out for Norman as well. In the 4th minute, he was saying, he wrote it in the comments. He said he's there in the 4th minute. So I bet you enjoyed that Sunday, Norman.
Yeah,
of course. But anyway, but Nessie was saying this, and she said, all of a sudden, there was this fella walking down this dirt road, dirt road, like a lane. And he's walking down, and he just turns around and looks up and went, we're going to stuff these tonight, Bill, aren't we? And she says it was the first time that Bill was gobsmacked. Say anything, and he just sailed away into the sunset, this fella. And he went like that. They're everywhere in this. Everywhere. Typical Shankly, that's the Shanks. And that's why Jurgen Klopp was so much like.
Yeah.
So much. Love the man. And I want to love this fella as well, Anfield's Uncle Rod says, I agree that Gravenberg is doing well.
Spot on, Uncle Rod's.
Bless Uncle Rod's.
Look at this, mate. Freedom journey. Freedom. It's just like that fella in the Ferencvaros walking down into the sunset. Hi, guys. Did you hear the name of our new midfield? Gravenmack. I think you should put a sub at the end of that. Gravenmack.
Oh, Sobermack. Graven Sobermack.
That's the one, George. You nailed it, mate. I like that.
Yeah, brilliant. So we've got these lads on here, and the IBR says, "Is it really pronounced Sloot?" I thought Frank was saying, "No, it's Sloot." I was watching them in an interview, and someone said, "Is that how you pronounce your name, Arnie?" And he went, "No, it's Sloot." And he said, "No, it's Sloot."
Does that mean if I was in Holland, I'd be called Scoot?
Yeah.
George Scoot.
Scoot and Sloot. Yeah, there's a double act. Scoot and Sloot.
I'm going to call him Slot. It's easier.
It's easier for all of us. Yeah, it's true.
And as Ian Max says, got to be some manager to surpass Jurgen. He won a lot for us at Liverpool. Gave us some of the best moments of our, and it's not like best moment. It's the best moments of our lives.
Your lives,
Exactly,
your family and your kids and your grands. Oh, brilliant, yeah.
Oh, as I said about Chiesa, Federico, what he says, he just loves looking at the Barcelona game. But it's mainly the crowd. He loves looking, the reaction when the goals were going in. He couldn't get over it. Look at them. And he's playing for them. He's going to play in front of them. As he said, I can't wait. I cannot wait to play at Anfield. This lad, Robert Berry. Frank, I remember talking to you many years ago at the first Queenie's Christmas show at the Crown Plaza about Dennis Wheatley novel, The Devil Rides Out. A fascinating discussion. Best wishes. Thank you.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah, because I like Dennis Wheatley and The Devil Rides. Yeah, Queenie, God blimey, you're going back. At the Crown Plaza, yeah. Robert, yeah. That was a function, wasn't it? I think that was the John Conte I was asked to go to. Anyway, thanks, Robert. Thanks for that. Love Klopp, amazing manager, but I didn't like him shaming people to get the vax during the pandemic, says James MK, telling people if you don't get it, you're putting your lives at risk. Nope, that was wrong. But then again, that's all, I'm not going to argue with that. I'm really not. And look at that. Joe Fagan's granddaughter was in my class at school. Isn't that lovely?
Nice.
Yeah, lovely.
Isn't that lovely?
That's
His
nice.
son was Kit Fagan. He was a nice lad.
Yeah, look at that. I'm off to Glenbuck to pay my respects to Shanks this Friday. I go twice a year. Isn't that
I've been there a few times. It's a fantastic experience.
Isn't
Lovely. In the middle of the countryside where Glenbuck was. Beautiful memorial. Scarves all over it. It's great.
And you know what? I know Peter Hooton goes there too, from the farm. Peter Hooton.
Peter Hooton, yeah, I know Peter well, yeah. He's one of my friends.
He's a lovely lad, Peter. Lovely.
Talented.
All together now. And he said, do you know what that's about? Because, people thought that it was all Liverpool fan. All together now.
No.
Fantastic, yeah.
Is it late 80s, early 90s song or something like that?
It's about the First World War. I said, it's about the first. He said, good lad. He said, because other people think it's all about us events.
It's what you think it is in your mind.
Norman says, Roy Evans also took on a difficult job in '94 after Souness, and he did, He won us the League Cup, and although we did fall short under him, we did play great football under him. He was right in the boot. The point is, he had George, he must come in and help me here. He had great players under him. He had the likes of Stevie Mack, Robbie Fowler, Jamie Gare. He had them all. He had them all under his wing.
It's a great story, Roy Evans. It's a great story because he used to clean my boots. I mean, he was the apprentice when I was a pro.
Wow.
And, he came through and Shankly actually made him a coach when he was about 27 because he did a fantastic job to get where he went, to become manager of football, to go from an apprentice professional, local boy, and to become the manager. And then he shared it with Gerard Julia, didn't he? And that didn't really work because Gerard became the senior partner.
He's more vociferous, wasn't he?
Lovely man, boy. Lovely man.
I love Roy Evans.
Can I ask you guys a question? I love the guy. Listen, he's from the boot room, obviously. He graduated. He's a left back at Liverpool Football Club, and I know a lot about Roy Evans. Was he ever a manager? Did you feel confident in him, like being a manager? Should he be a manager at Liverpool Football Club? Was it too big for him?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I mean, it was a big job, and it was hard for him, really. I think, to be honest, he's a great coach. He had a great football knowledge, and as the comment said before, he did well. He did well. He did okay. Nothing huge, nothing massive, not like Klopp, not like Shankly or Paisley.
The reason I say that, George, is because when I watched Liverpool, I was leaving school at the time under him. He looked to me just a nice guy. He was just a nice guy.
He was too soft. He was too soft. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, George.
He was too much of a mate for the players. The players treated him as a colleague rather than a manager. Exactly. That was his problem.
Okay.
Well, we've got another comment there. It's Francine Carlyle. Hello, Tat. Hello, Francine.
All right, Francine.
Good luck with the job, Francine. I hope it's going well.
She's only got in from work. I'm telling you now.
Is that her doing the comedy on the badge? Yeah, her picture.
Yeah, she does. She gets gigs.
She's good.
I think she comes down to Maisie Liberty, to get her jokes. I'm sure.
Write it all down. I'll use that.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, blimey. Southgate odds stay there. Southgate odds on favourite to replace Ten Hag at Man U. Goal.
It can't get any worse than they get it. Oh gosh, goodness.
You know what? They were sort of backing him today, like that Melissa Reddy, who's meant to be a Liverpool fan. She's at bloody Old Trafford every day.
She's always at Old Trafford, JK. Have you noticed that?
24/7, she's at Old Trafford. Like, for me, like, you could offer me £1 million a year or a week to go to Old Trafford and do what she did. I'll tell you, she'd do one. Like, come on, man. Like, for me, Liverpool is worth more than that.
She's there every day.
Every day.
She's like support them more than us. I think
it's mad. It's like, come on, look, this is what I don't understand about like her. Before she went to like work for Sky Sports, she was Mrs. Liverpool and I support Liverpool, and I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, it's nice, yeah, fair play. All of a sudden, she gets the job at Sky Sports, and what's she doing every day? She's at bloody Carrington. She's at Old Trafford. She's talking about. I'm thinking, is she like doing some work for us? The guys there telling us their secrets. Like she gives our club some info or something, but. That's just ridiculous, that is. Come on. You just don't do that, do you? I don't care how much money you're getting offered. You just don't do that.
She should know the way they attack Chiesa outside the stadium when he's coming to the stadium. She should know better, shouldn't she, really? Like, they were shouting abuse at him when he's coming in with his wife, and that's not right. You know, leave them alone.
No, it's not right at all.
It's not right.
It's not right. We wouldn't do that. I'll tell you that now.
Never do that.
Those fans wouldn't do that. I know that. 100% sure. We might look at him weird, or if it's a new signing for United, but we would not come out with the crap they were coming out with.
It's horrible.
Man United fans are really horrible. I realised that over the years and
still
stuff.
Going on with these stupid chants. I mean, ridiculous.
You know, it's ridiculous.
They still do that,
Yeah, but so is Nottingham Forest, and I'm afraid so. A club that's not too far away from us as well. They still come out with it, and it's just nauseating.
Completely.
These chants, which is
it's
I've never been to a football match, and I've actually like even if I'm sitting near the pitch, I've never shouted at the opposition players, like just swearing at them or whatever, shouting at the referee. You just don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, everyone's different, of course, but. Like, for me, there's a bit of class you need when you support Liverpool, and that's why we support Liverpool. Why? Because we're not brain dead. Like, we're not like United fans and like these other guys, Like, come on, man.
Yeah, we're sensible, man. We're sensible. Bro.
Good description, that JK.
Thank you, bro.
Brain dead.
Brain dead. They're
brain dead at the moment from the beatings they're getting. 7-0, 5-0, 3-0.
JK, say that again. What did you say? Your last comment?
7-0, 5-0, 3-0. I mean,
JK
15-0 in 3 games.
No, I'm just saying, like, the behaviour, like, there's a code of conduct for us Liverpool fans, and what it is with these brain dead other opposition fans, they're just like little kids in a kindergarten, like, come on, man, like, behave. You're like, come on. Like, Chiesa, like, for me, what was good about Chiesa, he got that grief before he got into the stadium. By the time he left, he was laughing. He was thinking, you know what? I picked a good team here.
Well, James Max says, Was that Roy's first game? Rushy scores. Roy was very good. Something like third, fourth, one league cup, lost FA Cup final to Cantona goal, and those white suits, the Spice Boys.
Oh,
That was big Ruddock and people like that. They weren't really good characters. Drinking was rife. They weren't disciplined. That's what.
Ruddock became overweight, did he, George? Like it wasn't good to see.
He played for Harry Redknapp. He had some program on, and he looked like he's about 15 stone.
Yeah, I think he's lost it again or something. Like he did this little diet thing.
I think he had to. I think his doctor said he had to lose it.
Health, innit? Health, yeah.
Well, yeah, how do you think Jay feels here? He says he's not long in from footy, 5-a-side. Got beat 2015 by a team who won the Premiership last year and cups, all 23, 24-year-olds. We had a bare 5. I spent most of the time in goal. We had a 13-year-old and 16 years old.
George, you got to go and help him out, George. You got to go and help him out.
Get the boots back on, mate. Get the boots back on.
Get the boots back.
I'll come down.
But look at that. They walked off embarrassed. The team. We thought that they steamrolled them, but that's great.
Nice one.
Competitive at every level, football.
Yeah. The Scottish Bear, Old Trafford used to be a fortress. It's now a bust, old, used mattress.
It must be an awful atmosphere there, because they've got rid of a lot of people, a lot of staff, a lot of backroom staff, tea ladies, restaurant staff, and these new people have come in and they've ripped it apart, So that doesn't help the atmosphere. It doesn't help, and the team's not playing well and they're losing games. You have to look at Ferguson's face and the guy that owns Helios, his face, the multi-billionaire. They were sat there like Soviet Union. They were sat there with faces as if they'd been slapped,
spot on.
But for me, they made the mistake. I think that cup win against City sort of papered over the cracks there. Like, why are you giving this guy 200 million again? Like, come on, like when it's just once you get bitten, like next time, like this guy has been there a bit of a time. He's been there for quite a few years now.
Years, yeah.
He's not going to improve. He would not.
The thing is, JK, shouldn't he have a pride in himself when they were looking for other managers and told him to wait? Shouldn't he say, no.
I'm
quitting. You're doing that. I'm quitting. Give my money. I'm gone. You know what I mean? But it's a bit of a Brendan Rodgers, isn't it?
All he said in his interview was Klopp and Slot inherited a better squad than me. That was his excuse.
Yeah, but will he? Yeah, but will he say?
JK, doesn't this remind you of Brendan Rodgers in his last season at Liverpool when they took his backroom staff and all that stuff, and he still stayed around for a few months? It's just what it reminds me of. He's not going to stay long. He's going to be gone very soon. The way they're going.
Oh, he'll be gone by Christmas. He'll be gone by Christmas.
100%, George. 100%.
Yeah, they just spent a guy. He's come in 52 million. He was there, paraded before the game on Sunday. You know what he did? He didn't watch the game. He jetted off to Uruguay for the internationals. I'm thinking that's a bit weird, isn't it? Like, why didn't he stay for the biggest game in English football? Like, I don't understand that one. That club is messed up. They let him go to Uruguay. Like, tell the lad to sit down and watch the game. I
mean, they finished 8th in the league last year. 8th. Manchester United finished 8th. So it's no point boasting about winning. They only won the League Cup because of the Coventry City defender hadn't cut his toenail.
Coventry gave him a game that day.
Goodness.
Well, the Scottish Bear says, share and subscribe and like for Frank. For Frank's Liverpool faithful, please. Thank you.
Nice
one. I wish you would just subscribe. And Ian Mack, this is a crack of it. Steve Bruce, the new Blackpool manager, first stop is scouting for a few donkeys down the prom.
The chance will come back. He's got a big head. Steve Bruce, he's got a big head.
How do you go from Newcastle to that?
George. Everywhere, George. everywhere.
Everywhere.
Myra Page, hi everyone, and Frank, hi Myra. Lovely Myra.
Hello.
She's a lovely, lovely girl. Honestly, she's
Hey, Frankie, Frank.
I know you're going to get up. I'll see you tomorrow.
I've got to give my wife a medication, so I've got to go now. If you don't mind,
So listen, George.
See you tomorrow morning.
Any idea what time you're coming down?
Around between 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock.
That's brilliant because I still teach English literature, you see. And we're reading this book. And if we finish it tomorrow, we could finish it tomorrow. I'll give it to you to give to your wife. It's called Cold Comfort Farm. She would enjoy it because it's a girly book, but my class make it, because so I'll give you it.
Nice.
Okay,
thank you, George, for coming on. Nice seeing you, bro.
It's a pleasure, boys. Nice to see you, fellas. Yeah,
nice to see you always, George.
See you tomorrow, George.
Thank you, man.
Okay,
Take
care of yourself. See you tomorrow, Frank.
Thank you, George. Thank you.
Brilliant fella, man.
He's great, George, isn't he?
Yeah, man. You guys are all great. You guys are brilliant, man.
We've got to say that because he can still see us and listen to us.
He's paused it. He's looking at us now. He's like, what they're saying about me. I love George. What a guy. That's you can just tell he's played football, in the way he talks. Yeah. He knows how to play football,
Listen, you guys got a great team, man. Just keep it up, man. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. It's nice to hear, football from your point of view, the way you guys see it as well. Especially,
absolutely. We do our best because I try to bring in all the comments. Obviously, I do miss comments out, but I try to bring everybody in because they do have some great comments. They do have some great comments, and they should be discussed as well. Look at the Zubamendi one. Look at the. Do you think Klopp? Sloot will surpass?
That was a difficult one. I think a lot of us were thinking. We started thinking before we even said anything. What am I going to say next? You know what I mean? And
exactly,
it was brilliant. It was brilliant.
Because
you know what I love, Frank? Those difficult questions. It was a very difficult question. I really liked it.
Yeah, and this is a cracker. And it's only one JK and myself have been. Well, not me. It's mostly JK has been saying. Put it up, and it's Zayn Hanif. Just like our Sloot explains his tactics after games.
Yeah.
And that's true there because I don't know who it was saying to him after the game on the pitch side.
Sky Sports.
How did you do that? And he told me before.
Yeah.
It's just like the Linders when he wrote that book.
You know what is, Frank? If I could step in here, Frank, I don't think he's English. I can't say English, British. I could say British, probably. British media trained. I don't think he is.
He isn't.
The more I'm looking at him, the more I'm thinking. I mean, JK, like, why are you saying this, bro? Like, you're not supposed to say things like this. Like, he can every time after match press, he says the same thing. I'm thinking, bro, you're supposed to hide things like that. You're not supposed to tell the people what we're doing, and it's continuing every game after match press conference or whatever it is. He's doing the same things. So someone needs to step in and tell him, don't talk about things like that. It's like you said, Frank, don't talk about the manager and don't talk about the owners. See, I mean, you can't. It's similar to that. Don't talk about things like that.
Myra says to me, Frank, do you like rugby? Yeah, rugby union. I used to play it at college rugby. Rugby union. I used to get battered all over the place.
I used to love it. I used to like rugby.
Some big fellas, and they couldn't half run as well. Used to just zoom past me.
Wow.
So that's me, Myra. Rugby union. That's all. I love rugby union. Great show tonight, lads. Thanks for hosting and allowing all the great opinions from all us Red fans, says Ian the Mac.
Bless you.
Big up, Ian, man. Big up. Man.
This is what it's about. This is why the likes of Folsey comes on.
Yeah.
And, I know he brings his lads in as well and tells them to subscribe and things like that.
No, don't. They subscribe because you're good,
But
mate. You're brilliant.
it's not a matter. It's a matter of your
Helping each
opinion.
other grow.
You
Just
know,
helping each other grow, like for me, when you support Liverpool, like there's a few arguments in the chat earlier on. Come on, guys, we all support Liverpool. I don't want to end up like Arsenal and Man United fan bases,
No,
Spot on, JK. Spot
them
on, man.
guys are so cheeky with each other. I'm thinking, yo, you're meant to be the same family and you're taking the piss out of each other like that. Like, come on. I don't want that to happen to us. Like for me, you got to have some fans who love the owners, some who don't.
Yeah.
But we can still have a cup of tea together, you know what I mean? Like, come on.
Spot on, man.
Yeah. See, the way I look at it as well, you're in a game. You're at a game, you're standing there, you could be getting beat, you could be winning 10-0, whatever. Even if you get beat 10-0, you're going to come out and still be talking and giving your, well, he plays off and then why did he get picked? Oh, do you see the sitters he missed? He's not going to fight over it. But have you noticed the way social networking works?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they could become personal.
Yeah. I've been insulted a lot of times. Yeah.
That's wrong, boys.
You know what, though, Frank? Like, when you look at the world around us, social media was constructed not to get the people together. It was actually to divide us even more.
Yes.
And, back in the days, like, so I'm going back 20 years, for example. As soon as you walked around, you seen someone with a Liverpool top. You're like, you're right, bro, how you doing? You're like, yeah, man, great. And vice versa. Maybe swap numbers and stuff. You didn't have no opinion about the owners, nothing. It was just like, you support Liverpool, I support Liverpool, we're family now.
Yeah.
Since social media come, it's actually divided football clubs. It's like people don't really understand what I'm trying to say here. It has divided.
JK, has our fan base become more arrogant since social media? Like we don't support each other like we used to anymore. Is it?
No, it has. You've hit the nail on the head. You've hit the nail on the head there, Fozzie, because people, you do get. But the worst thing about it is there are some people who've got names. Say like, I'm not being funny, Norman. Say like and there's no such thing. There's no, he's not on. He's just using his wife's thing, as we know. Point says people come on with all these little mad names, pretending to be, a supporter of their club, but they're not. Yeah. So they put in little controversial bits. Yeah. And then you get someone else saying, hang on a minute, what are you saying? Do you know what you're talking? Then that's the way the arguments come in. And that's where the diversity comes in as well.
Yeah.
With the comments. So it is a dangerous thing. Look at me. I'm banned from Facebook. Me. Banned from Facebook.
Strange.
For, deceit and fraud. No, that wasn't me. That was a hacker. Because people were coming on saying to me, you're being hacked, I said, I know. Because, they were asking these good people for money. They were asking them for money. And I said, it's not me. Well, but anyway, I was banned and I still can't get back on. But I've lost a lot of people. I've lost a lot of good people. Do you know what it's like? I'll tell you what it's like. If I get banned right now and this goes off the stream, I'll miss the likes of you, Foz, you, JK. I'll miss, I won't be able to get in contact. Do you understand? Yeah. So I've lost people like you. People I've known for years. Even lads who were at the game on Sunday, in the cup, chanting and everything. And I just can't get hold of them. I can't say, anything. I can't say, how did it go? Good luck, lads, whatever. So, social network, you hit the nail on the head. Hey, Frank, I finally got to see me doctor the other day, showed him this red rash I've got downstairs. He just ignored me and carried on pushing his Tesco truck.
Bloody hell, man. Come on. Oh, man.
that's nuts. Yeah, look, James says, I was banned from Twitter 2 years ago for speaking the truth, not the narrative. I'm always speaking the truth, you know. This is why the likes of Myra Page and myself, you know, go on these different channels rather than... and that's why I'm setting up. I'm waiting for the lads to come back from holiday, you know. I've set up current issues, you know, so we just discussed them. So we do get banned. So we finish it off now, lads. Been on for 2.5 hours, which has been great. Ozzy, thank you.
Anytime, Frank. Anytime. No problem for you, mate. And JK.
Thank you
no
so
problem,
much, my
guys.
friend. You're not working nights this week, are you?
I'm off till Thursday. I'll go back on Saturday days. So it's Friday day.
So you're not in Friday. You're not on Thursday.
I'll be here. I'll be here on Thursday for you.
Oh, brilliant!
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
No worries.
You know, I always remember X and Gillette saying to Rafa, we want our asset playing. This is how the Americans' asset, and that was Fernando Torres. He said he's injured. He said it was Gillette actually. Hicks. He said I want him playing at the weekend. The asset. See what I mean? The asset. That's when I went off. That's when I couldn't blimey, you know, these people.
It's madness. Frank. Unfortunately, we've got people like this again, you know what I mean, that don't really care. So it's tough. The only way we could survive is, like you guys said earlier, we've got to stick together as a fan base, as we always done in the past, because we can get this club through anything, can't we, Frank?
Exactly.
Norman says, I went to docs today. I said I need more sleeping. I need a sleeping pill for the wife. He said, why? I said, because she's woken up.
I can't say that about my one. She's just around the corner, so I'll be in trouble.
No, but I can say anything you say. So anyway, not me. I mean, I don't mean about anything. In late, but boss show again, says Jay. James MK, thanks guys, brilliant show. Kevin Gibney, he's usually on this other pod, you know, that sometimes I go on. Just popped in there this late, Frank, for a peek after watching Cop Tour debrief. All right, Kevin, lads, hope you're well. And the dunk, I hope the dunk's well. You know. Anyway, lads, JK, you're okay for
Thursday?
JK, I told you to watch a film, a film called 35. Did you watch it?
No, not yet. Well, if you can message me a few titles, I'll get it. I'll get something done and watch it.
Just think of this. You've only got to think of a number. Did I say 35? 65.
All right.
65.
JK, did you think he was going to say the other number?
Yeah.
Thought he was saying something else then.
65. Why is it they call it 65? That's what I watched it. Fantastic. Well, I like it. I liked it. It's a bit of an intellectual one, you know. At the end, and it got me. I went, whoa.
Is it about aliens and that, Frank? Yeah.
You've got to watch it, Foz.
Yeah, it was made last year. It's a sci-fi, right?
Yeah. He's a very good actor. A fella named Adam Driver. He's a very good actor. I like Adam. I've seen him in a few things. But it starts off like you just see him at like in a cove little beach with his wife, And his child is, at the water's edge, and they're just sitting back, looking at it. And she's talking to a little girl about 10.
Yeah.
And he's looking at her. And she talks to him, and he goes over, and you can see the love between the two of them.
Wow.
The love. And then the next, his wife says, will you be able to get that cure? And he said, I'll try. And the next you see him in a spacecraft. And going through, the cosmos or wherever they go to.
I might watch that tonight, really.
I'll just leave it, Fozzie. I'll just leave it at that.
Is that
Fozzie.
good, yeah?
Is it on Netflix, Frank?
I don't know.
I don't think it is. I've got Netflix, Jake. I've never heard of that film. I've seen trailers of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's brilliant. The
The
special effects as well, absolutely. Yeah. But without spoiling it, at the end, it tells you something.
Wow.
I went. Well, anyway, on that note, try and watch your Foz and let me know if you watch it tonight, if you're doing nothing.
Yeah, I want to watch it.
Let me know on Thursday what you thought of it.
100%, Frank.
And don't give too much away in case.
No, because JK doesn't watch it. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you again, Fozzie, for tonight. Thank you to George as well. Thank you for JK as well for coming in from the chippy and things like that.
I'm diabetic, man.
And James Smack says, joke my kid told me today, why can't you trust atoms? Because they make up everything. That's a cracker, that. Because everything is an atom.
That's good.
Even a shoelace is an atom. Thanks. Mac, James Mac, thank you. Everybody, and thank you to Kevin Givney as well for popping in to see us. Myra Page, love you, Myra, if you're still listening in. And of course, JK for setting everything up to the thumbnails. Jason for setting, everything up as well. And also, most importantly, because there'd be no Frank Carlyle show, you wouldn't see these eminent people who are on the panel, the chat. They're the most important people. The 100%. Chat. I'll just see us all on Thursday evening, hopefully. 100%. Same panel. I think it'll only be JK and the Foz, us two.
I think that guy, that guy from that channel the other week, Frank, he wants to come on, if it's okay with you. He was in the chat and he's asking you to come on.
Yeah, Sean, was it?
Sean, that's it, Sean, yeah.
But I don't know what happened.
No, he messaged me, so he wants to come on, if it's okay with you.
Well, all right, bring him on Thursday if he wants.
Okay.
No, so we see Sean for the first. He's an Irish lad, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Irish.
And if anyone's out there, like the Scottish Bear, I even asked, what's his name? I don't know whether it was Redbeard. Redbeard couldn't come on tonight, but he left a message at the beginning.
Yeah. Top man.
Anfield Door. Okay, thanks, boys.
Take care, Frank. Take care, JK. See you guys.
Take care, bro.
Take care, guys.
See you, everybody. Bye.